Two.
All right.
Well, hello, madam.
Hi, Nicole. Good morning.
Good morning. So I was on a,
Afternoon.
well, good. I guess it is afternoon. So I was on a
For you.
non-stop. I've been on a Zoom with Canada Prep and Fulfillment since 9:30 this morning, literally.
Wow.
Yeah, because we're working on wrapping up Pauline's project, and her stuff is going live soon. So,
Yeah.
yes,
What she's doing.
she's revamping her back end, and she's uh, we're fixing her page, revamping her back end, redirecting some stuff, making some updates. So yeah, because we're in the middle of Q4, so
Yes.
I need
It's
my
hard.
stuff to work. So we've been working on her project for about, I don't know, 2 months, and we're hopefully going to be, well, about a month and a half. We're probably about to wrap it up. So anyway,
Wonderful. So you're starting for the first 30 minutes, so that's wonderful.
yeah,
I'm gonna get all my stuff ready, go through the, yeah, I got a distraction all morning. So
I know what that's like to have distractions all morning. I literally have been on a call with her and then also with my kids. So
where is my slides just disappeared? Did I just close that?
all right, so we have one person so far. So just waiting for the rest of them. I'm going to give them until about 5 after, and then we'll start, and the rest will just trickle in.
All right. Here it is. All right.
All right. So, hey guys, welcome. We're going to get started in 5 minutes. So, welcome, welcome, welcome. We are glad that you are here. We're glad you're here. I'm excited about this. I'm super excited about this. Super duper 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 excited. So what we can do, Michelle, when it comes to your section, if you want to open up the same slides on the same page and then go from there, and then I can show my screen,
Yeah.
or we can either take control, whichever one works.
No, I just gonna share my screen.
All right, then that works for me.
Then when we get to sourcing, you can share yours.
Well, you're going to have some stuff for sourcing as well, but yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna go live for
Yeah, you're going to go
after
live.
the UPC match.
There you go. All right, so everyone, we're going to get started in 2 minutes. We're going to get everybody an opportunity to get in. I'm checking to make sure we don't have any emails or anyone saying I can't find the link. And links were directly emailed. So I know that we have multiple registrants. It's just a matter of them jumping on the Zoom. So much. Yeah, we have 5 registrants. And so they'll gain access to the recordings if they're not able to join right now. We have more people signing up. Yay. All All right, we're going to get started in one more minute. All right, this is Nicole Whitlock with eCom Sellers Mastery. And today we have a treat for you all. We're excited about everyone who signed up for the Walmart 90-day Q4 intensive. You can actually use this strategy and this method for any time, not just for Q4. So we want you all to do a couple of things before we get started. One, make sure you have a bottle of water like somewhere near you because we're going to be on here for a little while. Two, make sure you've joined the Facebook group. You should have received an email with the link to join the Facebook group, so we'll make sure we share that at the end as well. Three, get a notepad and a pen. There's going to be some stuff that's going to be covered, some things you're going to need to do, and we don't want you to miss anything. So get a notepad and a pen, and we're going to get started. So again, my name is Nicole Whitlock with eCom Sellers Mastery, and we're going to be talking about getting ready for Walmart or getting ready to get started selling on Walmart during this amazing Q4 season. So for the next 90 days, we're going to be covering a bunch of stuff. And I want to make sure that I introduce you to our amazing guest trainer. So I'm going to let her come out and tell a little bit about herself. So Miss Michelle, can you unmute yourself?
Yes, you hear me?
I can hear you.
Hi, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us. So my name is Michal, and I'm just going to tell you a little bit about myself. So first, I'm a mom of two amazing kids, and I'm an online seller since 2011. I started selling on Amazon and eBay when my son just born, and I was home trying to find what to do and I had too much stuff around, and then this is how I found about Amazon and eBay. So so that was cool, selling all these things I didn't need, or if I got too much stuff. I had like 2 seat cars and I was trying to list it. First I went to eBay, I listed my seat car there. I was waiting. After a few days, I see it's not selling, so I heard about Amazon, and then I listed the car seat on Amazon. It was sold in like 2 hours. And then I was like, all right, what is this Amazon? And this is how it's all started. In the last 3 years, I'm selling as well on Walmart. And that was a big blessing for me and my business, especially because it took out all the stress from Amazon. So that's a good thing. And I hope it will do the same for you. I love to sell licensed merchandise. That's my 80% of my catalog is probably licensed merchandise. Most of it is clothing and shoes. I usually source wholesale, but I also like to do retail arbitrage and online arbitrage as well. And I have a few more other stores, except of Amazon and Walmart, eBay. I also do Amazon Canada and Shopify. And now I'm trying my way on Wish as well. So I will let you know how that's gonna work. So yeah, that's a little bit about me. And again, I'm so excited to have you here tonight and share everything I know about Walmart.
I am so glad that Michelle is here. I just want to say one additional thing. So she is amazing when it comes to teaching you techniques and strategies for selling on Walmart. So I just want to encourage you all to just, take really good notes, come back and listen to the replay so you'll have the opportunity. Trust and know that she is really going to give you some great golden nuggets regarding this training. And I'm going to also give you some amazing golden nuggets as well. So thank you, Michelle, for joining us on this Walmart journey. All right, so I am Nicole Whitlock, and I am the creator of many eCom sellers things and the co-founder with my amazing business partner, Renata Darden. And together we own roughly about 9 different eCom sellers brands, of which you probably know about 4 right now. In any case, I've been selling online since 2014. I started off on eBay, and I did that because I needed a solution for me and my kids. I have 2 special needs kiddos, and my son's therapies and treatments, special diets, supplementation, all of the alternative therapies outside of traditional therapies. I needed a solution. So that's the reason why I started looking for additional solutions. Before that, right after he was born, I actually used to host a boatload of garage sales. I mean, a lot. I had this whole strategy of collecting items. First, I was selling everything I had. Then I was selling other people's stuff at my garage sales. So I would host probably anywhere from 8 to 10 or 12 garage sales a year. It was crazy. And one garage sale alone netted me over $3,000. So, hey, I was really good at the garage sale thing. I am an organization freak when it comes to online organization, not so much in my house right now. I feel like it's a hot mess, but I am a little organized in my house. It just doesn't feel like it. And I am glad to be here to serve the community when it comes to helping people be successful online. I'm also the vice president of a nonprofit who supports the special needs community. And so that's just a little bit about me. There's so much more to me. We'll get into it. All right, so we're going to be going through the slides, some of the slides, and then I'm going to go online for a couple of different things. So let's go ahead and get started. The next 12 weeks, this is what we're doing. We have 8 live sessions. You should have received a notification of those 8 live sessions. If you didn't, you can take a screenshot. Here they are, and then there are 4 sessions which we won't have over the next 12 weeks. So of course, Halloween is one of those. And then of course, Thanksgiving is one of those. So this gives you the opportunity to 1, take a breather, 2, focus on your business on a Saturday as well. But we're all about you experiencing massive, massive success, results, and profits and sales. So all of the sessions will be via Zoom. They will not be broadcast in the Facebook group because the Facebook group is a shared community of different sellers. We offer 4 different 12-week intensive programs. So we don't broadcast in that Facebook group because if they didn't purchase that one, you don't get to see it. But we do want to encourage you to go check out our other programs that we've already, that we have. The recordings will be uploaded within 48 hours. I can tell you right now, they're probably going to be unedited. There might be a little bit of editing, but the majority of it is just going to be whatever it is. I do want to say again that I do have a special needs child. So over the next 2 hours, he may or may not come and visit us. And there may be noise in the background. I just apologize and ask for grace and mercy in advance. I also want to remind you that Michelle is a mom. So again, we apologize in advance just in case we have some interruptions because that's what happens with life. We are going to give you some assignments at the end of each class. And so again, your success is based off of the progress that you make in these classes. We may send you email instructions, some videos or templates as we go along this journey. We're in the process of working on building out some templates. And we invite you to join us on the live Q&A sessions that are outside of the session itself because of the fact that you may have additional questions, you may get stuck. So we want to remind you of the times in which you can actually talk to a live person and get some help. So the expectations are, again, we have 8 sessions. There's a lot of stuff to cover. Today, we're going to be covering some specific things, but sessions 2, 3, and 4 are really designed to set you up for massive success for Black Friday. So if you complete all of the work that's associated with sessions 1, 2, 3, and 4, then you are well on your way to have an amazing Black Friday. If you complete all the work that's associated with session 1 and 2, you're going to have an amazing Walmart version of Prime Day. So again, we want you to take action. That's the reason why these are called intensive workshops, because it's all about, we're going to give you a bunch of information. We know that you might initially be overwhelmed, but the key is to take the first step. So don't allow that to paralyze you. We want you to make a lot of progress on this journey. All right, so today we're covering mindset. I'm going to go over that quickly. Then we're going to cover a schedule. If you don't have a Google Calendar or if you don't have a Gmail account, I'm going to encourage you to set one up. We're going to go look at mine because some people say I'm a little crazy. It's all right. I don't take it personal. We're going to go through the Walmart application and talk about setting up your account. We're going to talk briefly about the Walmart app today. Going to walk through your back office, just high level. We're going to create one listing using the UPC. So we're going to walk through that live, and then we're going to talk about sourcing. Mihail's going to cover some sourcing. I'm going to cover some sourcing. Then we'll talk about your assignments for next week. So let's get started. So the overall goal is to help you get to a certain number in profit over the next 90 days. That number can be whatever you desire. We just have some examples here. So if your goal is by the end of Q4 to have $2,000 in profit, then you know that we need you to know that you need to at least have made $166 in profit each week. That's roughly $24 a day. For some people, that's easy, making $24 a day in profit and then holding that and continuing to make that every single week for the next 12 weeks might be a piece of cake for you. So you'll easily make $2,000 this Q4. If you're a person that's looking to make $4,000 or $6,000, your number for the day is $48 or $72. So we want you to focus on what is the goal, the total goal of what you want to make over the next 90 days. And then if this is a long-term goal that you want to make $6,000 every single month, then your daily goal is that you need to have at least $214 in profit. Why do we tell you this? Because this process is going to require you to make an investment in your business and an investment in time in order to reach any of these numbers. Are these numbers achievable? Oh yeah. You can make over this Q4, you could make 25 or 30 or 40,000. There are people that make $50,000 just in Q4 alone, just doing retail arbitrage. Okay. So can you do that? Absolutely. It requires a significant amount of time investment, some focus, a real schedule so that you can get to the numbers that you're trying to achieve. So it's daily action focused on income producing activities. If you're doing things that are not income producing activities, you will not make the kind of money you're trying to make. So this is just a reminder. What's your goal? What numbers are you trying to get to? And then how do you reach those numbers? This is how you get there. So if you want to write down some of these numbers or come back and watch this later, it's just a reminder to start tracking your numbers so you're intentional about your daily activity if you're trying to get to a certain goal number over the next 90 days or over the next 30 days. Okay? All right, so the mindset that's required to get to some ridiculous numbers is Q4. One of the biggest ones, of course, is consistency. But it is all about you, one, making sure that you're doing the things that you need to do every single day to make this work for you. This is a simple business, but it's not easy. It does require daily activity. It's going to require your commitment, your patience, your consistency. You do have to forgive yourself. Since you are learning a new platform today, you're learning something new, it is going to require you to allow yourself some grace and mercy because you will make mistakes, you will stumble, we all do. You will become frustrated. It may take you longer to create a listing, your first listing, your second, your third. Just forgive yourself, it's going to be okay. It's also going to require you to implement some good customer service practices. If you're not a person that's used to checking your emails or responding to customer stuff, as we go along this journey, maybe that's something you outsource to a VA. Maybe you have your kids do the work, but you do need to reply to people. You need to respond because you want your account to remain in good standings on Walmart, just as you would with any other platform, whether it's eBay or Amazon or anything else. And anything that happens, you can't take it personal. You just can't. There's going to be stuff that you're going to make mistakes on. There's going to be stuff that customers are going to give you a hard time about. Don't take any of it personal. This is the time of year where a lot of people are purchasing a boatload of stuff online, and then there are scammers out there that are out there ready to take your money. So there's nothing that you can do about a lot of it. You just do your best to provide the best possible customer service, be as responsive as possible. But again, don't take any of it personal. The reason I say that is because I have worked with, I don't know how many people I've trained. I mean, I really don't know the real number. I'm confident it's probably over 300 to 400 people that I've trained over the last, since 2014. It may be larger than that, but what I found is that as soon as people run into a roadblock, somebody submitted a fraudulent claim, somebody gave me bad feedback, somebody gave me whatever, and they're just ready to quit. They're ready to give up on their business. They're ready to give up on everything. And I would never let someone else steal my joy. If this is the business for you, if God brought you to this opportunity, don't let other people steal your joy. Don't let that stop you from continuing to make progress and growing your business. All of us, and I do mean all of us, have stories about how we have overcome some crazy, crazy stuff as an e-commerce seller. Last year alone, I had mold in my house and I wasn't able to do half, not even half, a quarter. I was only able to do a quarter of what I would normally do because of the fact that I had mold in my house. This is a long story. Shortest version of it is that I couldn't bring people into my house. I'm used to bringing in a team to work in my business in Q4, and I couldn't because I had mold. So that's the short version. I spent a lot of time in and out of the hospital. It was just crazy. So you're going to run into challenges. You're going to run into setbacks. You're going to experience those. Just give yourself some grace and mercy. Don't take any of it personal, and make sure you're focused on the end goal, the end prize, the success that you're going to experience. All right, so this is your business. We're going to give you some guidance. We're going to give you some action steps to take. But again, all the decisions that are made in this business, what inventory you buy, what inventory you list, what actions you take every day, or the actions you don't take every day, that's on you. That's not on us. So it is your business. You need to run it like a business. You need to treat, if you need to psychologically treat it like you're clocking in and out, then treat it like you're clocking in and out. Okay? And as I said before, stuff's going to happen. So I already shared my story. I just want you to be persistent and persevere throughout this process. You know, people always look at me and go, okay, you're a single mom with 2 special needs kids. I'm running, I don't know how many businesses I'm running right now. I'm not even going to lie about it, which is really sad because I don't know how many businesses. Every day I talk about the fact that I have to put on one hat, work that thing for a little while, then take off that hat, put on another hat. So an example would be I get up in the morning and I have to put on the mom hat and I have to get my kids in online doing their Zoom sessions with the school. Then I have to take off the mom hat, put on another hat. I have to run my e-com sellers business. And I have to take off that hat. Then I have to run my own e-commerce business, put on another hat. And I have to take off that hat. Then I have customers that I create funnels for and do ad copy for, and I have to put on that hat. So I put on a lot of hats throughout the day. And, you know, it's a matter of being focused. It does drive me crazy sometimes. And sometimes I don't get everything that I need to get done. So I always have to remind myself to forgive myself and just to do the best that I can. But I do try to make sure I try to stick to a schedule so that I can try to accomplish all those things. So I say all of this to say that you're going to run into some challenges. And at the end of the day, the only thing that's going to keep you going is knowing why you're doing this. Why do you even want to sell on Walmart? Why do you want to be in the e-commerce space? I'm in the e-commerce space because I have to keep the lights on and keep water coming out of my faucet. I need to be able to pay for therapies for my kiddos. And I know that at some point, you know, I'm not going to live forever. I need to give something or leave something for my kids to be able to learn how to make money outside of a regular job. Because they do have disabilities, they may not be afforded the opportunity to get jobs like everyone else. And so if anyone wants to know the statistics, 92% of those with intellectual disabilities are unemployed. 92%. So that was a huge motivation factor for me to figure out how to make this business work for me so I could teach my kids how to do it so that if at any point they are trying to get a job and they don't get a job because of their disabilities, or they're unable to get somebody to support them at a job because my son Nicholas will need a helper, that he has a skill. He knows how to create a shipment. He knows how to put labels on something. He knows how to send something to a prep center. He knows how to source. So it's the great thing about this business, it is actually repetition. Repetition is perfect for those who have the intellectual disability that my son has. So just teaching him some of the analytical skills along with repetition, and it's game over for him. You need to figure out what your why is. What is your why? Why do you want to do this? Is it because you ran into challenges during the pandemic and financially you've either lost your job, you've been downsized, you need extra money for the holidays, you're ready to quit your job? You know, what is the reason why you want to do this? What motivates you? Your why is the only thing that's going to keep you going when some crazy stuff happens. And trust me, crazy stuff is going to happen. It's just a matter of time. The longer you're in this business, stuff is going to happen. But here's the deal. Every year we all go to, well, maybe not this year, but traditionally, every year we go to Walmart and we go shopping at Walmart. And after the holidays, what do you see at Walmart? You see a bunch of people at the customer service desk with returns. Same thing's going to happen in your business. You're going to have returns. You're going to have people complain. You're going to have whatever. And Walmart still manages to keep all of these stores open in spite of customer complaints, in spite of returns, in spite of all of that. So they don't allow any of the stuff that happens after the holidays to stop them from running their business. And you shouldn't either. This is a great opportunity to make a boatload of money and to gain time freedom. And for some, there's some moms that I work with on a regular basis that have special needs kids. They use Q4 as their time to raise extra money for their kids for next year's therapies. That was originally why I started doing it, raising enough money so that way I could use all the money that I made to cover the next year's therapies and the next year's vacation. That is what I did. And so, again, it's a great strategy for those that are just needing, maybe you only work this business a certain time of year, and maybe you work it the entire year. You have to decide what your strategy is going to be. So I want to encourage you right now to write down, 3 reasons why you want to do this workshop. And I want you to keep that top of mind as you're going through it, because we're going to throw a bunch of information at you today and over the next 8 weeks or 12 weeks. And we don't want you to let that stop you. Even if you have to take baby steps, we don't want you to let that stop you. So right now, we're going to talk about schedules. This is where the nerd hat in me really, I'm a super nerd when it comes to schedules. And anybody that knows me, that's worked with me for any period of time, knows that I'm a nerd about schedules, because the only way that I can even get, I would say, even a third of what I get done, because I don't get 100% of everything I put on my list done every single day. But I do make progress. I'm able to mark some things off the list. The only way that I'm able to do that is because I build a real work schedule. So why do you need a real work schedule? It's going to help you to be successful. It's going to actually help you to be consistent in your business. Sometimes people are not successful in their e-commerce business because they're not consistent, and it's going to help you to build the habits that you need to grow your business. Those are facts. That's not fiction. Anybody that you buy a course from, doesn't matter. They're going to tell you that it's going to be the consistency and the habits that you're going to build that's going to help you to make the money. That's how they make that money. Yeah, some of them outsource, they do different things, they source from wherever. But the only way they're able to get there is that they've built some level of consistency in operations in their business in order to get there. So you need a schedule, because the schedule will help you to have consistency in your business. And that by default builds a habit. Over time, it builds a habit. So I want you to write down a couple of things. What is stopping you? What's in your way? Is it that your kids are at home doing the whole virtual school thing and you can't get any work done? Trust me, my hand is up in the air. You have a lot of distractions every day trying to figure out why your child is not on a Zoom, or you're telling them to focus and pay attention to the teacher. Is it that you have a bunch of stuff going on? Maybe you're taking care of parents, maybe you're taking care of other things, or you're distracted because you have a full-time job. What is in your way? What's stopping you? I want you to write those down, because those distractions are what we're going to try and build a schedule around, or build a process around, so that you can minimize some of those distractions. You won't be able to minimize all of them, but some of them you can manage. So, I will tell you, I have an amazing friend. She just recently went through chemo. In the midst of her chemo, she was still doing some of the things she needed to do, because she built a schedule. Okay, I know when my chemo treatments are. I know when I have therapy. I know that here's the windows in which I can actually list some items. Here's the windows in which I can actually do some of these activities. So, if I can do it with my special needs kids, if she can do it with chemo and the stuff that she's dealing with, another friend who has a parent that has Alzheimer's, if they can do it in the midst of it, you can do it too. It's just a matter of getting organized. So how many hours in a week can you actually commit to this business? This is an answer that only you know. And this is you being honest and real with yourself. Don't write down that you can work 20 hours when you really can't. Don't write down that you can work 40 hours in your business when you haven't built the muscle of focus to be able to do that. So how many hours can you really realistically work in your business doing income producing activities to make the kind of money you want to make? So I would encourage you to start at no less than 10 if it's possible. And then you're going to find those pockets throughout the day to actually work at 10 for the week. How many hours in a day? And when is the most productive time of day? So there's a lot of data out there. I am a statistical nerd. And there's a lot of research that says that there are optimal times of day in order to do highly productive activities. Because if you try to do highly productive activities when it's not your optimal time of day, you're going to be distracted. You're not going to make any progress. And it will take you 8 hours to do something that you could have knocked out in 1 hour if it was during your highly productive time of day. So this is where you have to make an observation about yourself. You probably never paid attention to that kind of stuff. Sometimes for some people, it's first thing in the morning. Sometimes it's for people right after they exercise because their endorphins are up and everything is just, you know, like you're alert and you're ready to go. Your mind is fresh. And so like, okay, I'm good. So figure out that optimal time of day. And I want to encourage you to build a highly productive schedule around that optimal time of day. In addition to focusing on what motivates you, like your why, along with a highly productive schedule, is going to actually build the momentum to keep you going every single day in the midst of returns, in the midst of lost shipments, in the midst of stupid claims, in the midst of all of that. This will keep you, you know, focused and moving forward in your business every single day. So I want you to write those down because we want to build a schedule around your distractions or whatever's stopping you. And if it's something that is mental, like you have ADHD, if you guys haven't figured out, I do have ADHD. You can do 9,000 things at one time. I do try to make progress on things here and there. And so I get it. There are people that start things and they never finish. There are people that have a hard time starting, but they can finish some stuff once they get going. So there may be other things that are mental that you have to figure out how to get around those challenges as well. But write down realistically, how many hours can you really commit to your business so we can build a real schedule. I'm going to tell you a couple of my hacks that I use. One, I use my phone, not just for the calendar on my phone. I actually set alarms. If my business partner will tell you that I really do set alarms. I set alarms every time I'm supposed to meet with somebody. So if I have a meeting and I know that my son is like in the middle of something, whatever, at least I may show up to the meeting a couple minutes late, but at least I'm there. The great thing about alarms is that if you have an Android or you have an iPhone, and I have both, I actually have 4 phones, you can set the alarm and put a little message that tells them what it is you're about to do or reminds you of what the alarm is for, what the purpose is of the alarm. So we host a training I'm going to like show my screen for just a second. We host a training every Tuesday in our eCom Sellers Academy. And so I set an alarm on my phone to remind me that the training is coming up. So that way, if I'm in the middle of cooking dinner or working with my son on some kind of math problem, the alarm will go off. I will search for my phone. It reminds me, oh, you have a training right now. You need to go and hop on the training. And then that way I'm like, oh, okay. So the alarms on your phones are a great way to help you to get organized, to remind you of whatever time blocks that you committed to. If this is a listing time, then you can set an alarm that says, okay, listing starts now. If this is a shipping time, or if this is a go check my back office time, then you can use a calendar to help you do that. So I have a calendar that's a level of ridiculous. Let me just, I'm going to show it. And all of my alarms go off like a couple of minutes before. So I'm going to turn on my, okay, so this is one of my phones. And you'll see that I have time blocks. So if I have something at 10:30, I meet with Pauline Prince, who is the Canada Prep and Fulfillment person. So I have a 10:30 with her every Thursday, but I set it for 10:26. The alarm goes off. Then I have the eCom Sellers Academy Q&A on Saturdays at 2 o'clock. So the alarm goes off right before. So you set up a reoccurring notification in your alarms. Then that way, the alarm will go off. It'll keep you focused and keep you on track. So that's one of my hacks. The other thing is I do have these little kitchen timers. You can buy the kitchen timers at the Dollar Tree. If you say that you want to list for 30 minutes straight, or if you're going to do product research for 30 minutes and you don't want to go over your time, because sometimes you can get sucked into the vortex of the internet and you're like 5 hours later, what have I been doing for the last 5 hours? You get sucked into some YouTube video or you're wherever. So if you set a kitchen timer, that'll increase your awareness of, oh, I'm running over my time. I'm supposed to be doing something else now. I need to make the shift. So I have a kitchen timer somewhere on my desk. and I was going to show it to you, but they're easy to find. You can just, they're the little digital kitchen timers, so you can go to the Dollar Tree and find those. That's another time hack, because again, we're talking about time, like managing your time better. Another time hack that I use is that when I'm ready to list, I go to YouTube, I turn on, or I'll select the song Happy, which is by Pharrell. And they have the hour-long version, so it's the same song playing for over an hour. And if I say I'm going to list for 1 hour straight, I will literally play the video in the background while I'm working. And then as soon as the music stops for Happy, I know I've listed for 1 hour. That way I'm not sitting there watching the time clock. It's like a thing. I also have created my own playlist. So I create a playlist that's on YouTube. I have one under my name, and it's like an hour long. So then that way, if I want some variety, I know that when the last song plays in my playlist, I will have listed for 1 hour. So you can figure out what works for you. You can create a situation where you clock in and clock out. When I am busy working in my business and I don't want to be distracted, I've trained my kids and I put a note on the outside of my door that says, I am working right now, don't open the door. It has a little stop sign on it, and they're not allowed to come in when the door is closed. They understand that the door is closed. What I will do before that is about 15 minutes before, we have these little activity buckets, and I will give my kids the activity buckets and say, you cannot do anything until you finish this activity bucket. And I know that because of practice, that some of these activities that are in the activity bucket are going to take them at least an hour to complete. It's comprised of doing beads. It's got puzzles in it. It's got different activities to keep the kids busy. Like, you need to read this book, you need to whatever, and it gives them activities to do that. So if I need to focus for 1 hour, I can do that. So you figure out what works for you, and always notify the family, like, okay, I've got this thing on this day. If I've got this thing on this day, I can't be bothered, okay? So that strategy has helped me along the way in my business. And that's how I'm able to get some of the stuff that I get done. There's other stuff that I drop the ball on that I always feel bad about. But every day I'm like, okay, just reset and do better today than you did yesterday. You may not be able to get everything done on your list, but you can use some of these small strategies to build the level of consistency into your daily activity that may not be there right now. And that is what I'm trying to help you do. Because none of the stuff that we teach you over the next 12 weeks is going to work for you if you don't do the work. And if you don't do the work, if you can't do the work because you haven't figured out how to make time to do the business, this is where I specialize in helping people find the time pockets to do stuff. And what are the strategies you need to implement to get rid of the distractions, or to minimize the distractions, or to manage the distractions so that you can make progress in your work, in your business, okay? So yeah, notify your family. And then one of the other strategies I used to use is I would leave and go to the community library. We have a college near me. And so I would literally, it's like, I think less than 3 minutes from my house. I would get in the car, go around the corner and park and go into the library and work for an hour, set a timer, and then get up and come back to do the one thing that I needed to do uninterrupted, whether it was listing, because listing is an income producing activity. So I hope that you guys will use some of those strategies that I named. So now let's talk about your some of the things you need to do. So the majority of your focus on your business, before we get into the meat of what we're about to teach, again, none of this works unless you build a schedule so that you can focus on your business and do the things that you need to do that are going to make you the money you're trying to make. People have made this their full-time job, like their full-time job, working from home, doing e-commerce. So the majority of your time needs to be spent on income producing or income generating activities. The majority of your time can't be doing research. Research does not make you money. Taking the research information that you have gathered and turning it into a listing that people can find, that will make you money. But if you spend all your time, I spend 10 hours doing research, I spend 20 hours doing research, you just spend 20 hours just doing nothing. Like, you spend 20 hours doing nothing if you don't use the information that you've collected. Once you've collected that information and then you turn it into something that will generate you money, like creating the listing, that is the income producing activity. Creating the listing is the income producing activity. Conducting the research has the potential to make you money, but will not make you money unless you do something with it. And so that is the thing that I think a lot of people don't get. I was doing research where I was trying to find a supplier, where I was trying to do this. No, no, no. All of those are important because they're part of the journey. One stacks on top of the other, one builds on top of the other. But the end result is you have to get to the thing that's actually going to get you money, and that is creating the listing. Okay? Building a website doesn't do you any good unless you got stuff on that website that they can buy. If they can't buy it, if there's nothing, the website is live and there's nothing on it, you're not making any money. You just spend a bunch of time creating a website. Okay? So none of that activity has any value until you actually turn it into something that can make you money. It has to make you money. So your time blocks, where I find people spend a lot of their time is, okay, I'm going to learn this, I'm going to learn that. When you're learning something new, yes, you're going to be spending a significant amount of time in the learning phase. But over time, learning should not exceed more than 5% of what you do. So whatever it is that you're trying to learn, you may spend 5 hours a week, whatever, but make sure, don't go to 10, don't go to 20, don't go to 30. Spend that time and make sure that you're acting on or implementing whatever it is that person taught you. So if you need to pause the video, go do the thing, then come back and push play again, go do the next thing, then come back and push play again and go do the next thing. That's when your learning has value. It's kind of like a person going out and buying exercise videos and then sitting on the couch eating a bag of chips while watching exercise videos. Those videos have zero value. They have not the value. The videos have zero purpose if you don't do anything with it. If you wanted to learn how to lose weight, you have to engage in the activity that's going to help you to lose weight. Sitting on the couch, eating a bag of chips while watching exercise videos is going to do nothing for you, including nothing for your brain. Like the only thing that's doing any work there is your eyeballs and your ears. That's it. Nothing else is working. No calories are being burned from that activity. So you have to make sure that when you're in the learning phase, that you're pausing and implementing what you're learning so that you're building that muscle of knowledge. And then you can go use all that to go make money. Don't just sit down and watch videos. Please don't. This video is going to be over an hour and a half long. Don't do that. Please don't. The next thing is research and sourcing. These are vitally important to the life of your business. But if you don't do anything with the research and the sourcing, then again, you're not going to make any money. So don't go source and not list. Don't go do research and not buy and list. Because at the end of the day, you got to get to the listing activity. The listing activity is your biggest income producing activity in this business. The person with the most listings up will make the most money. Regardless of how bad the listings are during Q4, I see people put up some really horrible listings and they still get a sale. Now, I'm not encouraging you to do that. We want to teach you the right way, but I'm just saying during Q4, there are a boatload of people online buying, and almost anything, including a lint ball, will get a sale. Okay? Almost anything. So your goal is to list so people can buy, so they can find and buy. Shipping is an income producing activity. Why? Because they bought it from you, they gave you money, or they gave a platform money for you to have. And in some cases, you may not get that money released to you until you ship that item. And it also prevents you from getting money taken away from you. So there's nothing like getting a boatload of sales and not shipping, and then have all the money you just made taken away from you because you didn't ship. So that is an income producing activity and an income retention activity because you need to make sure that you're shipping. If you're a person that's going out and doing retail arbitrage, one of my hacks is that when you're into the shipping phase, make sure that you allot some time for prepping and organizing, because if you're the person that's actually fulfilling the orders, doing merchant fulfilled, then you need to be able to find the stuff. There's nothing like buying a boatload of stuff, listing it, and then somebody buys it from you. You can't even remember what shelf it's on, what bag it's in, what room you put it in, what bucket, it's over in the corner, it's in the back room. I think it's in the closet. It might be underneath the car. It might be under the kitchen shelf. Like, no, you need to make sure that you have all your inventory accounted for, that it's already prepped. So all you have to do is pull it from the shelf, stick it in a bag, slap a shipping label on it, and let it go. You do not want to spend your time searching all over your house for your inventory, trying to figure out where it is, where'd you put it? Oh God, okay, I don't know where it is. And if you have that challenge, if you don't have enough space or you're not that organized, then as soon as you acquire inventory, if you're doing retail arbitrage, or if you're going to have inventory shipped to a prep center, then just ship it to a prep center or a fulfillment center. Let them deal with it. So then that way, when you get a sale, all you have to do is just go into a system and make sure that the shipment goes out. Okay. If you're not that person, make sure you let the shipment go out. Customer service and returns, that should not exceed more than 10%. It really shouldn't exceed more than 5% of your time. But sometimes customers ask you different questions because if you didn't do a great job creating the listing, if it's missing some pieces of vital information, then customer service can take a little bit longer just answering general questions and then dealing with returns. We know that you're going to have returns during Q4. That's just part of life. You are going to have returns. And that is just the nature of what's going to happen, is you will have returns. And then admin time. Everybody should be reconciling their books, ensuring that they are profitable, going through and putting together their strategy for next week or next month. You should be doing that every single week. You should have some admin time. Even if it's only 30 minutes, you should have some admin time to go and reconcile your numbers, balance your books, make sure that you're profitable. Oh, I lost a boatload of money on this item. I remember working with people where they got a whole bunch of sales, but because they weren't paying attention to their margins, they lost a boatload of money. They were in the negative. So again, you can tell people you get all the sales in the world, but if you're not going in there, making sure that you're paying attention to the numbers, making sure that you're responding to customer inquiries, making sure that you're handling your returns or whatever the case may be, you are going to take some losses. So make sure that you allot some time for admin time. I was reminded of that just recently. I'm sure my business partner is laughing at me right now because I didn't reconcile some stuff. So we're going to build a schedule, and then we're going to let Ms. Michelle have at it. Okay, so we're going to build a schedule for everybody, and what I want you guys to do is I want you to go over to Google Calendar, or just actually go to Gmail. So we're going to go over to Gmail. Let me open up a Gmail that I have. Let me stop sharing for just 2 seconds. I forgot to do this at the beginning. Okay, this works. All right. Let me share my screen. All right, so when you go into your Gmail account, this is one of my Gmail accounts. And so when you go over to Gmail, I want you to click on what I refer to as the Rubik's Cube. It's not really a Rubik's Cube because there's no colors on it, but it's the 9 dots or 9 cubed dots. And when you click on that, it's going to give you a list of apps from Google that you can use. Okay. So one of those is Calendar. So when you choose it, I'm going to go over to Google Calendar. We're going to do this activity together. So if everybody can go and pull up their Google Calendar, if you don't have your laptop handy, then just come back and watch from this point. Okay, so once I go to Google Calendar, there's nothing here. And what I want you to do is I want you to create what's called a productivity calendar. So when you go to calendars, I'm going to click on add a calendar. So over here, my mouse is over here. Under calendars, I'm going to reduce the size of whatever my calendar is. And I'm going to go to other calendars. I'm going to click on the plus sign. Once I click on the plus sign, I'm going to build a new calendar. Okay. When I build a new calendar, I'm going to name it something that has to do with me being productive. Maybe it's my Walmart productivity calendar. So I'm just going to call it productivity calendar. Once I click on and I type productivity calendar, make sure that you adjust it for whatever time zone you're in, and then go ahead and click on create calendar. Once you click on create calendar, now that calendar has been created, you can click on the arrow to go backwards in settings. And now I have a calendar that says productivity calendar. It is now the orange calendar that I've built. Okay, so we talked about your time slots. So if you say that I can work 10 hours a week, let's see if we can build you a 10-hour week productivity schedule. I said at the beginning that the biggest income producing, and I don't encourage you to do this business at 10 hours a week. If your profit goal is only $2,000 for the 90 days, yeah, that's fine. But if your profit goal is, I want to make, 6,000, 8,000, 10,000, then you need to increase your hours. You need to bring in a team, get all the kids involved, get everybody involved so you can double your time. So if you're working 10 hours and you're making your kids work 10 hours with you, that means that you're actually working or you're getting 20 hours of productivity. If you have your kids and then you hire someone else and they're coming in to work an additional 10 hours, now you're getting 30 hours of productivity with you, your kids, and an additional person. So if you have multiple people, so you can increase the productivity window from 10 to like 30, that's good. But if it's just you, I encourage you to try and find a schedule, especially during Q4, that's really closer to 30 hours. I mean, I'm just not 30, 20 hours, at a minimum 20. So just being honest, just being realistic. So we're going to go with the hypothetical 10, and I'm going to actually build out what I would consider like the most, the income producing part of this. So let's say that you're a person, you're working a full-time job, so you can't even do this during the day. You got to do it in the evening. So I'm going to come down to the 7 o'clock hour, and I'm going to put the first thing that's the most income producing activity for me, and that is listing. So listing is an income producing activity. I'm going to go ahead and click on create. Once I click on create, I'm going to change this to custom, and I am going to make this a recurring activity by clicking on the days. And maybe I'm going to allow this to recur and continue for up to, what is that, 12 times, ooh, the math, 120, sorry, 140. I think it is 4. I think I'm close. I think that's 12 weeks. Nope, that's not, because I'm doing this, repeats every week. Okay, so I'm going to actually have this end after the 12-week course. So the 12-week course ends the 19th, so I'm going to do that. So you can end on a specific day if you want to have a schedule that's just for Q4. Okay. So now I have this listing activity. It's a minimum of 1 hour, and I have it 6 days a week. So I started off with 10 hours. I'm now spending 6 hours of those 10 focused 100% on listing related activities. I'm going to save that. This is after work for me. Okay. So then prior to work, and in that color, you can change the color to whatever you want. So if this is an income producing activity, if you want to make it green, make it green. It doesn't really matter. Okay, we're going to change the color for all of them. Now they're all green. Okay. Then the next thing is I got to do some level of sourcing and research, right? So maybe I make that a 30-minute activity that I do every single day. That may not be realistic because initially when you're starting, you got to do more sourcing and research. But the more you do it, the better you get at it. So, you know. So initially the sourcing and research may be equivalent to the listing because you're new to it, but eventually you'll get better at it and it won't be equivalent. Okay, so I'm gonna make this blue. I'm going to go to custom. I'm going to put this out here where I do it every single day. It's going to end on the 19th, and then I'm going to click done, and I'm going to save. Now, oh, I forgot to turn on notifications. So you can get notifications to remind you. If you have notifications turned on your phone, and it has a sound, it will actually remind you that you're supposed to be doing something. You'll get that little ding on your phone. Or if you just need it as a visual representation, that's fine too. So you can turn on a notification to remind you you're about to do another task. So if I click save, now I have this one on. Let me go turn on the notifications for this one. Put it on for 10 minutes. I'm going to go ahead and save. Do it for all events. Okay, so now I have used up 6 hours here, 1, 2, 3 hours there, 9 hours out of 10 hours. So it means I only get 1 hour now to be able to do whatever else I have left, whether it's a shipping activity or whatever. So since I don't have a lot of time left, I'm going to drop this down to 45 because I don't have enough. I really don't. Okay. Now I'm going to add a shipping related activity. And so let's say your shipping related activity, because you're not doing a significant amount of work. So we're doing this at 10:45 and we're going to do this until 7 p.m. I'm going to set this up as repeats. So, okay, save. Now I got a shipping related activity. So for those people that are only working 10 hours a week, some other things you need to do is you need to come in there and add admin time. You may have some additional time, but this will get you where you need to be from a standpoint of, okay, I'm being consistent in my business. This also reminds you that, okay, this is my window in which I'm working. So I am busy and unavailable every single day from 5:30 to 7, period. No matter what. I'm not going to the grocery store to do my grocery shopping. I'm not cooking dinner during that window. I'm not going to go take the kids to the ball game during that window. If you're a married person, like get your spouse involved and say you need to take them to the ball game. If you are a person that, like I cook meals, we cook our meals for the week on Saturday. So that way I don't have to come in here and try to figure out when I have an available window to do anything. So if you build a real work schedule around the things that you need to get done, that's going to help you to stay focused, and you'll get reminders for those activities. So you might put an hour on your schedule or 45 minutes every single Sunday to do admin work. You may also put an additional time block to get some of the other stuff done. So I want to encourage you guys as part of this training series that you go in and you actually build a real work schedule. Build in 15 minutes every single day to deal with customer service and returns. Just 15 minutes, or even just to check your listings. Because again, sometimes you need to go in and actually look at your listings, maybe tweak the listing, add some more keywords, whatever the case may be. So these are additional activities you can add into that 10-hour window. But again, I would not ever recommend, unless you were just doing it on an extreme part-time basis, anybody to run their e-commerce business for 10 hours a week. Doing 20, 25, 30 is more realistic. So if you can find in your schedule, it's an extra hour in the morning, a couple of extra hours on Sunday, where you can find a full 20 hours that you can commit to this business, now you're cooking with grease. Now you can actually be productive and you can get some things done in your business, okay? So with that being said, I hope that this part was helpful to you. And now we're going to move over to Miss Michelle, who is going to take it from here, from slide 10.
All righty. All right, so give me a second. I'm going to share my screen. All right, thank you. That was some good tips. I definitely need to take some of them and start applying them.
All right, well, I'm glad that was helpful to you. All right, so whenever you're...
All right, so let me just get my screen bigger. Let's hope it's probably going to take me to the beginning. Let's see. Yes, it is. It's going to go down. All right, so let's talk about Walmart, you guys. So this is just showing you that, it is possible to get a lot of orders on Walmart. And I have a lot of students that actually make similar numbers to that, or even more. So this is more than 7,000 orders in the past 6 months in my account on Walmart. So again, everybody can do it. If you're just a beginner, you can have 400 or 500 orders in your first month. I see it almost every day. It is possible. So let's talk about Walmart. And we're going to go through the application and the account setup for people that don't have an account yet. And then we're going to talk a little bit about creating a listing and sourcing. So let's start it. All right, so if you guys want to sell on Walmart, Walmart is a little different marketplace than all the other, and they actually take the sellers very seriously, and they're looking for sellers with experience. So if you're completely new to the e-commerce, it might gonna be a little challenge. You might want to start with Amazon or Shopify or other marketplaces to get a little bit experience, so they can see you have some experience. And there is a little way around it. We're gonna talk about it soon as well. So very important for them to know you have really good customer support. So for example, they can look at your Amazon URL and see if you have feedbacks and good feedbacks. And they want to know you have a nice assortment of SKUs. They will take private label companies as well, but they like to see sellers with a big catalog. The most important thing is reliable and fast fulfillment. So that's very, very important for them. They will ask you on the application if you can ship the same day, and your answer should be yes. Competitive pricing, again, very important for them. And so right now, only US-based companies can be accepted to Walmart. I really hope it's going to change in the future, but right now it's only US-based companies. So when you do your application, for them to know you're an eCom seller, you need to show them a good number for 2019. They will ask you what was your 2019 revenue. So I recommend to put 100K or more. And make sure when you apply and you using your Amazon link, make sure your feedback is looking good. So it doesn't sit on like 50%, at least maybe 85 or 90. That's still, you know, a good number showing you have a good customer service. So before you do your application, please have all these forms and information ready. If you don't have it ready, you're not going to be able to go continue to the next page. So you need to have a W-9. It's a form you download online on Google. Just Google W-9, print that form and fill it up. You just need to put your EIN number and your information and sign on it. And the other thing you need is you need any kind of letter from the IRS that showing your name and your EIN number. So again, any kind of letter. I'm sure you, if you have a business register, you can probably locate one of those letters. If you cannot, you contact them and they will resend it to you. So your EIN is going to be on the letter from the IRS. So it's very important for you to know what is your EIN number. You need also to know how you planning to integrate with Walmart. So if you're just selling on Amazon and Walmart, you don't have to go through a third-party integration. So you can just choose deliver or do the deliver application, and that's going to show them you are planning to use deliver. If you do have more than one store and you're doing some merchant fulfill, I very, very recommend to have any kind of integration, a software that helping you manage your inventory across all your channels. So for example, I'm using eCom Dash, but there is many out there. There's like maybe more than 50 companies at this moment that can integrate into Walmart and all the other channels you're selling at. So there's Solbright, I think Seller Active, Geek Seller, and just many more. We can provide you a list if you guys need, just let us know. Have your Amazon store name ready and your Amazon URL. So when you go to your Amazon account, under setting, account information, seller profile, you can find your link. So your link should go like that: amazon.com/stores/your name. That's how your URL should go. So we're gonna go through the application and I'm gonna tell you what's the recommended answers for you guys. So again, we're gonna go through the application quick. There's a lot of slides, but it's just for you that you can go through that again and again when you're actually doing the application. But real quick, again, you wanna show them that you are a seller that ship fast, that you don't trying to sell used items, refurbished items, that all your items have UPCs. They do not do a GTIN exemption unless you sell jewelry. So if you're thinking to sell bundles, clothing, and you don't have UPCs, go to Nationwide Barcodes or any other place that you can buy UPCs and purchase UPCs so you can create your listings. They're gonna ask you if you can ship the same day. Again, the answer is have to be yes. Again, your integration, don't answer, don't let them know you have office outside the US or a warehouse outside the US as well, please. And again, don't let them know you're planning to use FBA to ship your order. So one thing is really important: you cannot use FBA to fulfill Walmart orders. They don't want you to do that. So you can lose your account, so please don't do that. All right, so is 3 really good ways that we used with many people, and it was very, very successful to get an approval quickly. So the best, fastest way is through Shopify, as Walmart and Shopify have a partnership. So they like to help all the Shopify's store owners to go and get an account with Walmart. So you're gonna need to go to your Shopify store. So one more thing. So if you know that you have a little bit issue with your Amazon account, or it's been suspended, or you don't have any kind of experience and you do want to get a Walmart account, I recommend to go through Shopify. We had a lot of people that actually successfully got approved. So again, when you get approved, it's always conditionally approved till they really check you from, you know, all this information. They're making sure all the information you send is correct. So again, make sure that all the information you've given them is correct, like your address, where you ship from, your EIN information, because then what's happened, they can send you an email letting you know they need more information from you. So please make sure you're providing them all the information they need. So Shopify, again, it's a good way, but if you're already selling on Amazon for a long time, I will recommend to go with the application through Deliver. And if you do not have Amazon, and for example, you're a really big seller on eBay, so there is a way to do the application through PayPal, and that's really good for eBay sellers. So we're gonna go through that a little bit. All right, so Shopify. So you need to open a Shopify store, or if you have one already, you need to go to the App Store and download the Walmart Marketplace app. After you download this app, you're gonna get to a page back in your Shopify store that's gonna ask you to integrate your Walmart account, or it's gonna tell you apply to Walmart. So where you see apply to Walmart, you click on that, and that's gonna take you to the application from Shopify. And again, this application, it's a quicker approval. Most of the people that going through this application, they get approved into 2 minutes. So again, I don't promise anything, but I'm just saying it's working really good. The next one is Deliver. So Deliver is a company that is similar to FBA, but it's doing that kind of fulfillment service for Walmart and other marketplaces. So I really love this company. They're really great. You can ship anything to them. There's no limits. So I know a lot of people right now have a little bit issues with FBA for what they can ship and the quantities. So Deliver is a really great solution that I really recommend. And if you're planning to sell on Walmart, I really recommend to use Deliver. So we have a link in here. If you go to that link, it will take you to an application that, again, it's a quick approval application. All right, and the third one is PayPal. So again, on the top right here, I have the direct link that you can go from there and use PayPal. So PayPal will provide Walmart with information about you, and that's gonna help Walmart make a decision. So again, PayPal is the third option. All right, so now let's go through the application. So we have some slides in here, and right now, if you didn't do your application yet, so they changed a little bit the design of the page, but it's the exact same application. So if it's look a little bit different when you do your application, just remember it's only the design. All right, so you start with the application, and they're telling you what you need to have ready, so make sure you have it all ready. You need to put your name, last name, email address. Very important, use an email address you check in daily. And then you need to put more information, job title. You can just use owner, phone number, a legal company name. So that needs to be the exact same name on your EIN letter. It doesn't need to be your store name or your Amazon store name, or if you have a different business name under your legal name. You just need to be the name that is on your EIN letter. When you get your account on Walmart, you have the option to choose your store name. So you can Choose whatever you want. It doesn't need to be your company name. You're gonna need to verify that you're not a robot. So don't forget this part, it's very important. All right, so now you need to put your EIN right there where it says US tax ID, that's your EIN. And under that, you need to click W9, and then you need to go to upload files, and you need to upload 2 files. So don't have both on one file. Make sure the EIN is one file and the W9 is one file. After you upload the files, you need to go and click upload. So only when you click upload, it's actually gonna verify it. You're gonna get like a little green check mark showing everything is there. Again, your address. Now they're asking you, are you transporting good from another country? The answer is no, okay? For the DUNS number, you do not need to fill it up. And for the last part, it's saying if you're selling software, fragrance, luxury brands, and you don't need to choose one of those. Don't choose because this is an extra approval. So don't choose because then you go into a process that they need to review what you're selling. You need to provide with documents. So it's not a question that you have to answer. So do not answer nothing and click next. So if you click next and it doesn't go in through, so again, make sure you verify the robot, make sure your files are uploaded correctly, and you should be fine. All right, now you need to write your revenue for the last year. So the question here is for, right now we're in 2020, so you need to fill up your revenue for 2019. And you need to pick a category. So I recommend to pick like a general category like home, or pets, or toys, or clothing, outdoor, things like that. They're not, you know, that those items are not, you don't need to provide extra information or documentation. So make sure you just choose a general category. You need to put your Amazon seller name. So this is just your seller name, and then you put your Amazon URL. Again, the same way you will find it in your Amazon account. Catalog size, it's how many SKUs you have. So again, if you have 100, it's fine. If you have 500, it's fine. And also you can think that, okay, what's your plans? Are you planning to sell more than 100 SKUs? So just go and write more, put 200 or 300. So this is a very, very important question. And you need to choose one of the answers. So they're asking you how many of your SKUs are refurbished, and how many of them have a valid UPC, how many of your SKUs are used. So the recommended answer is 0% for all those 3. As you see in here. All righty. Okay, so now they're asking for integration. So if you go through and you did application through Deliver link, it's automatically already going to be there. So you don't need to fill it up. And if you using a different one, just go, there's a list. So it's a drop-down menu, and it's going to provide you with the list. Another tricky question, do you have office outside the US? The answer is no. You need to put the state where you have your business, where do you open your business? So if you start your business in Florida and now you move to a different state, you need to put the Florida right there, because this is where you started the business. The year of foundations. Now, again, this is another really important question. Can you fulfill orders by 2 p.m.? The answer is yes. Now, the next one, they're going to ask you about which carrier you're using. So you need to choose UPS, FedEx, and USPS. And again, you see FBA there. This is really tricky, guys. Do not choose FBA. The next one, they're going to ask you for your warehouse address. So again, if you're doing your application from Deliver, just put your home address or your office address. So again, it's gonna give you also the option to verify your address if you need to as well as, so again, if you're doing your application from Deliver, I recommend always to add Deliver as the second warehouse, but the only issue with Deliver, they don't have an actual address. And if you go to Google and you Google Deliver headquarters, you can find an address in San Francisco. So you can use this address, but again, if you're doing your application through Deliver, you don't need to add Deliver as another source because they already know it's in the application. So just put your home address, put your office address, and that will be good. All right, so again, so you can add few warehouses. It's given you the option to add more warehouses. And the last question is, they will ask you, why would you be a good fit for Walmart Marketplace? So this is just a really, a good answer. We would like the opportunity to grow our e-commerce business on Walmart platform. So you should write something like that. If you want to go into more details, of course, you can do that. Now, then you're going to click complete application and they're going to ask you to verify. So they're going to give you all the information. You go through and you make sure it's all correct. If something is not correct, you can click editing. You're not going to lose nothing, but it's going to give you the option to edit any information is not correct. And then you click confirm. And usually that's what you're going to get. You're going to get this message that they will contact you. So now you just need to follow up with your email and good luck. All right, so now you got your account, congratulations. Now you need to set up your account. So we're gonna go through how to set up your account. So this is what you're gonna need. You're gonna need your company info, a customer service information such as email and a phone number. So you need to provide with the phone number, as Walmart is gonna display your phone numbers to customers, or Walmart customer service will call you when a customer calls them. So they're gonna call you, so make sure you have a number. So the way I do it is I have a Google Voice number. So then you get a Google Voice number, it's for free. And then you have this app on your phone. And when Walmart is calling you, you see the call coming from Google Voice. So when I see my phone ringing and it says Google Voice, so I know it's Walmart. So then when I answer the phone, I can say, the name of my store. So, because it's gonna be a customer or Walmart. So again, make sure you have to have this information. I don't know if one day they're gonna change it because I know a lot of people don't like to, talk to customers, but it's good because look from the other side. Let's say right now, so Amazon don't like you to call customers, but Walmart don't have an issue with that. So let's say right now I got an order and I have an issue with the address or something, so I don't want to cancel it. It's okay, I can call the customer. Walmart don't have any issue with that. So, that's, I look at it like that it's okay that I can communicate with customer if they can call me and I can help them with replacement or anything. So I don't need to get a return because, guys, a lot of returns, it will gonna hurt your score, your account score. So I will always find a way to save the order. You need to create a logo. So again, there's many free logo creators websites that you can Google. Your logo needs to be 400 by 50 pixels, and again, have it ready on your computer, and then you can upload it. All right, so when you get your account with Walmart, they will give you an option to register with Payoneer or Hyperwallet. So this is the services that Walmart is transferring the money through to you. So you should get a payment every 2 weeks. When you're a new seller, it can take up to 90 days to get your first payment, just letting you know. But you're supposed to get your payment every 2 weeks. I work with Payoneer, so I really recommend them. They're great. And they also, once you're selling on Walmart for a long time, they will provide you with the option to get loans, to get funds, to get merchandise. So that's really good. It's similar to Amazon loans. Now you need to have something ready so you can list it on Walmart. So have any items that you already have in your stock for Amazon. Make sure these items are available to ship from your place or from a prep center. Remember, we cannot use FBA. If you want to have any kind of integration, so please have it ready, and make sure you went to this software and you already integrate it with your Walmart as well after you get your account. Usually all these softwares will have a customer service and onboarding service. So once you get a software like eCom Dash, they will schedule a call with you and they will help you do all the onboarding of the software and integrate it to all your stores. So make sure you are ready with your plan. How are you planning to fulfill your orders? So you can use a warehouse, a prep center, you can use Deliver, or, you know, I have a lot of things in my place. I use prep center, I use Deliver as well. Shipping solution. So in Walmart account, you cannot create shipping labels. You're gonna have to use any kind of integration. The ones that are really popular is Shipping Easy and ShipStation. So those are really popular. I will recommend to check those first. When you get your Walmart account, you're gonna be able to apply to Walmart fulfillment service. So it's the same as FBA. But again, right now you're gonna be on a waiting list. So go and do it as fast as possible so you can start using it as soon as it's available to you. All right, so let's go through the account real quick. So the onboarding process will ask you to fill up all this information and get green check marks. So you see the green check mark up here? So each section, after you're done fill it up and you click save in the bottom, it's gonna get a green check mark. So you need to go through all of them, and then after that you need to add your first item, and then you'll be ready to launch. So the first one is company info, display name. So that's the store name. This is what the customer is gonna see. What's your store name? This is where you upload your logo and put your company description. So put a description, tell the story about your company and what's your goals and about your customer service and everything that, you know, will make the customer relate with you. Then you go to customer service. So again, you need to provide with your email address. And again, you can add your phone number in there as well if you want to. Manage contact, it's going to be a couple of questions that they want you to provide with. So if you have a big company and you have different contact number, so one person is in charge of returns and one person is in charge on technical stuff, so you can provide for each section the right email address and phone number. So as you guys can see my phone number here. All right, let's see, I think I went too far. All right, so this is, okay, shipping. So that's the most important one, shipping setting. If you don't fill up all your shipping setting correctly, you're gonna see you're gonna have an issue to launch, you're gonna have an issue to update quantities. So make sure all those three parts, value, standard, and 3 days are filled up and saved. So value, there is nothing you can fill up in there. It's automatic. It's come like that. Standard, usually I recommend to give free shipping on standard. You can choose the places you want to provide shipping to and the time. So this is what I recommend, just to ship everywhere, far places, just to choose a little bit more days. Now, third day, this is where I choose not to give expedite shipping to places that they can be outside of the US. So I only keep the US. I choose a little bit more days for Hawaii and Alaska. And all the other ones, again, it has to be 2 to 3 days. So it depends on your location. I like to charge for expedite, but again, if you can fit that shipping rate in your item cost, sorry, in your item, the price you display in the item to the customer, you can have this also is free. So when you sell an item and you have a lot of competition, if you have this option is free, you will win the buy box. So that's very important to remember. If this option is free, you're likely to win the buy box. All right, returns, again, very important. You're gonna go through all these sections. So a little bit about returns. It's very similar to Amazon. It's being automatically, so the customer will go to his order on Walmart.com and he will have the option to just choose return. He will get a shipping label and then he will ship the item. You're gonna receive it. And then you need to provide usually with a full refund, unless the customer chose a reason that it's not correct. So you can create a dispute and get your shipping charge cost back. But usually, again, it's a full refund. Customer gets full refund. So again, make sure you're selling really good items and good quality. And if you do get returns, it's okay. It's part of the business. So don't spend too much time or too much, don't get worried about it. It's part of the business. You can put it under your expenses, okay? So you can create keep it rule. If there's something that you want to avoid returns, you can have a keep it rule. So if it's something less than $10 and the shipping cost, it doesn't make sense to you. So you can create a keep it rule so they can just skip it and they don't need to ship it back. And then you need to, where you see here, edit, you have to put your return information. So your return rules, whatever you're expecting the customer. So I will write it, I would like to get my item back when they're unwashed, undamaged, and with the original condition in 30 days. Returns usually will be available to the customer for 30 days. So you don't need to worry about it's automatically, they probably cannot create a return if it's more than 30 days. All right, tax. So this is a place when a lot of people have questions. So as you can see here, we have states that are in blue and states that are in black. So what's the difference? The difference is that everything is in black. Walmart is collecting tax and submit it directly to the state. So if you're in one of those states in black, you do not need to do nothing about taxes. You no need to worry about it. So that's good for you. If you're in one of those blue states, Walmart will collect the taxes and give it to you, and then you need to submit it to your state. So there is another part under that. They will ask you to put your tax number, your tax codes. So this is the codes that I'm using, and it's working very good for everybody. So you can just copy the exact same code in here. The last part you see here, it says tax policy. Again, very simple. Write something about your tax policy. And that's it. Again, remember each part, don't forget to click the save in the bottom. You're gonna have a save tab and you need to use it. All right, so good. So now, after this part, again, you need to get green check mark for all this section. And then the onboarding process will ask you to list an item. So now let's talk about that. All right, let me just grab a sip of water. All right. So there is many ways to create a listing. So the easiest one is to do a UPC match. So what does it mean? It means this product is already on Walmart. So if this item is already on Walmart, you can create a UPC match, and then you're gonna be one of the sellers showing up on that page. So it's similar with, with Amazon, that you grab the SCN and add yourself to the listing. The second way is that you can create a whole new listing from the single item on your Walmart account. So you go, I'm gonna show you, we're gonna go live in a few minutes so I can share a little bit more. So you can create a new listing through a single item. So this part is on your Walmart account. You don't need to do it through integration or Excel, but the most important rule you need to remember, it needs to be a single item. It cannot be a part of a variation. I don't even recommend to do it for multi-pack and bundles. It needs to be just a single item. To create a UPC match, you can do it from your account, and if it doesn't really go through there, you're gonna need to use an Excel spreadsheet. We're gonna show you everything. You can create listing in bulk through an Excel spreadsheet, and then you can add as many items as you want that are relevant to the category of the Excel you chose. The same with the variation. We're gonna do it through Excel spreadsheet. All right, so in your account, you need to go to add new item. So on the left side, you're gonna see that add new item, and then you're gonna come to this page. You can click add a single item. This is only if you wanna create a listing from scratch. So you're gonna need to have your title, your description, and all the information, bullet points, and more attributes that are really important for your listing. Now, one tip I want to give you now is when you create a listing for Walmart, please do not copy paste the exact same words from Amazon. Walmart, in their guidelines, they're asking you specifically that the title need to be unique to Walmart. So make sure the title is just a little bit different than Amazon. The same with the description and the key features. The second part is add item in bulk. So this is where we find the UPC match Excel and the Excels to create listings in bulk and for variation. API, again, this is nothing you can use right now. And if you do have Walmart fulfillment service, you will have this part as well as part of your account. All right, so let's start with the easiest way. So the easiest way is to, let's say right now you went sourcing, you came home, you grabbed some items, you got this cute Barbie living room. You have the box. On the box, you can see the barcode, the UPC. So you come to here, and you see here, you're gonna have a drop-down menu. You choose UPC, and right next to it, you have your UPC. So this is where you put your UPC. Now, the next part is you have to click enter. If you don't click enter, nothing is gonna happen. After you click enter, you're gonna get this message, and Walmart is gonna say, is this the item? If you click yes, so now you just need to fill up some information. We're gonna go live and we're gonna do one example. So what do you need to create a UPC match? This is the information you need. You're gonna need your SKU. So again, this is your choice of numbers or letters. You're gonna need the UPC or GTIN. So GTIN usually is the UPC number with the 0 in the front. That's make it a GTIN. So some listings are created under GTIN. So then you need to locate the GTIN number or just add 0. So if you're trying to put the UPC and it's not going, it doesn't find it, add the UPC, add the 0 in the front of the UPC. And instead of choosing UPC, choose GTIN, and usually that trick will work. You need to have the price you want to sell this item. You need to know the weight of the item, and you need to know the tax code. So there is a list with like, I think maybe hundreds of tax codes, and I don't want you to start worried about that, because that's going to take you, long time to figure out what's the right tax code, and maybe you're not going to be able to find it. So the easiest solution is to use the general tax code. So you can use this number for everything: groceries, clothing, toys, home, everything. So this is a general tax code. Just use this number. It's working perfectly fine for me for already 3 years. All right, so add items in bulk. So when you click on the add items in bulk, I'm going to show you again right here. Okay, so when you click on this one, add items in bulk, you will get here. So if you want to create setup by match, you just went to the store and you have like, you just grab like 30 items. So if you're going to go through the web, it might going to take longer time. It might be easier to just add them all to Excel sheet, especially if you have a scanner at home. So you can use the Excel spreadsheet. I recommend that. And under that, this is where if you want to create a new listing, you come here and you select the category. So if you want to create a new listing for toys and clothing, you cannot do it under the same Excel. You're going to have to use two different Excels, one for clothing and one for toys. You choose your category and you click download and you're going to get your Excel. Guys, on each Excel, Walmart have instructions. I know a lot of people, the Excel seems a little bit overwhelming, but it's really simple. So after you try it a few times, you're gonna find it's really a simple Excel and it's working really good. All right, so we're gonna go live in a few minutes. I'm just gonna go through a few more slides because then we can go live and just go through everything. How to use the UPC math and all those sourcing tricks. So let's talk a little bit about sourcing. All right, are we all good? Nicole?
Yes, we are good. We're good.
We're good. Okay. All right. All right. All right. So sourcing for Walmart. So I want to give you the easiest way. Again, this is the secret. Not many people know about it. And as more as we keep it in our groups, we're going to have a less competition. So the secret is if you want to sell on Walmart, it's really simple. You just need to source from Walmart. You source in Walmart and you sell it back on Walmart because there is different ways. So the first way is that Walmart carry a different merchandise online and in stores. So let's say from 100 items on walmart.com, 40 of the item are online only and another 40 are in-store only, and the other 20, they're in-store and online as well. But even all the items that are only in the store, Walmart still creating listings on the web. People cannot purchase it online, but they can get a pickup. So they can go and add this item to the cart and go pick up in the store. So this is one of the items that are really easy to source and flip back on Walmart, and I'm going to show you how. The second part is to source on walmart.com. So the items I like to source on walmart.com is items that are seasonal. So what does it mean? They only come for a season. So when there's a new movie coming out, let's say Trolls, okay, Trolls was this year, was released in the beginning of the year. There were many pajamas. So those pajamas are only available for short time. So let's say Walmart have a stock of 5,000 units. This is the stock he has. So because it's only seasonal, he's not ordering more. He ordered 5,000. Once he sold out, there is no more. Nobody can find it. So the way I like is to go to walmart.com and find those really hot selling items, buy them, and then hold them for 2-3 weeks because it's only take 2-3 weeks for Walmart to get out of stock, and then I can resell it. So again, I'm going to show you for a few examples as well for that. So this is the app. So as you see here, the image that you see here, this is the app on your phone. So Walmart do not have a seller app, but Walmart have a walmart.com app that you can download on your phone. And as you can see here on the search, you have a little icon for scanner. So that's what you do. If you're in Walmart store, you open the scanner and you scan the item. And if it's coming up on walmart.com, it's going to tell you it's only in-store items. So this is the items you want to scan in the store and find items that coming up as only in store. As well, you can use the app to scan in Target. So if you go to Target and you scan toys at Target, you'll be surprised to see that everything is coming up on this app and it's showing you that all these items already selling online. So many sellers like us, they're buying things from Target or from Kohl's or from Five Below, and they're creating listings, they're using the UPC, and that's how you guys can find out if this item is already on Walmart or not through this app. When you scan the UPC, it's gonna show you. All right, so let's look at these examples. So as you can see on the left, this is the items you're looking for. You're looking for item that it says in-store purchase only. So this item is gonna be available online, but when you see this listing and you're gonna try buy it, it's all gonna tell you that it's not available because they don't ship it, or they're gonna tell you it's available in a store next to you, and it's gonna let you add it to your cart, buy it, and go pick it up, or it's gonna tell you it's available in the store next to you, but it's not even gonna let you add it to your cart. So now let's think about this customer that really wants this pajama. Now, this customer is sitting, let's say in Alaska, and he doesn't have a Walmart around him. So to go pick up in the store, it's not really an option for him. The only option for him is to ship it. So he doesn't care if he can go and pick up at the store and pay $7 for it, or if somebody can ship it to his house and he's gonna pay $20. He doesn't really care. So this is exactly how it's working. So you buy this item, you list it online with the UPC match. Now this customer that really want this pajama have this option to add it to the cart and you can ship it to him. So this is how it's working. So this is an example, look at the right side. So this is an example of an item that is only in store. So we have a seller in here that bought it in the store. He may pay $7 for it, or maybe he got it in clearance, because you see right now in the bottom, this item is on clearance for $5 and you can go pick up at your store if it's available in your store. So you guys, if you go into Walmart, look for this item. If you're lucky, you're gonna find it in $5 right now in your store. And look how much it is selling for $38.99. And Pokemon pajamas are really popular and people will pay $38.99 for this pajama. Guys, you only buy it for $5, okay? All right, so let me show you just I just grabbed a few of my sales for the last few days. So the first one is a Paw Patrol blanket. So I got this blanket in the store. I paid something like $9 and I sold it for $24.46. It's only 12 ounce, so it's cost me like $4 to ship it. So I have a really nice profit on it. The second one is a beach towel that I got on Target.com for $6 and I sold it for $25.98. The third item is a Super Mario towel that I actually got in Walmart store. So I got this towel in the store for $10 and sold it for $25.42. So this item is usually, I was very surprised to get this order a few days ago, because this item is usually in stock online, but again, from some reason, it got out of stock. So the customer only had me. If he really wanted this towel, he just had me. He really needed it. He paid for expedite, so I guess it's a birthday or something. So he really needs this towel. He really wants this towel. He paid the $25. He could have went to the store and got it for $10, but he chose to purchase it online. All right, another great way that will help you get products is going through the growth opportunities. It's in your Walmart account. So this is the place in your account that Walmart is sharing a lot of good data with you. It's gonna tell you what's the best seller. So for each category and all the subcategories, it's gonna give you the top 100 best selling item. And guys, this is a really good information if you know how to look at it. So we're gonna go through and I'm gonna show you real quick. Hopefully it's working today. So a few days ago, it didn't really work. So I'm happy it's working today. All right, so I think I'm good. I'm gonna go and let me just check quick. All right, yeah, I'm good. So let me go live. Give me a second, Nicole.
All right. Hopefully it's working today.
You guys just let me know when you see my screen, okay?
I can see your screen.
You see my screen?
Yep.
All right, good. So guys, I'm in my Walmart account. The first thing I'm gonna show you is how to create a UPC match. So this is your home page. Do you see here on the top? Add a new item. This is where you can create the single item or use it for the UPC match, or you can go here, add new item. Oh, I need to log in. Just a second. All right, we're back. So add a new item, you're gonna come to this page. Add a single item, add items in bulk. So if we're gonna go here, we're gonna get to this page. So now I went to the store and I found this item. So now I'm back and I have the item and I wanna list it. Now let's say you have the item, but you don't have the UPC. Maybe there's a sticker on it, or maybe somebody listed on Walmart and you use a different UPC. So let me show you how you find the UPC. So when you're on this page, you click Control U. I don't think it's working on Mac, so I apologize. I have no clue how to make it work on Mac. But this is how you get to the back end page. Now, don't get scared. The next part is you click Control F. So you get this little search box, and then you enter UPC and you click Enter. And you see here, that's the first one. It's not the one I'm looking for. That's the second one. So that's the second one. Usually the second one is what I'm looking for. So this is the UPC that should be on the box. So I'm gonna copy it. And I'm gonna go back here. I'm gonna choose UPC. I'm gonna put the item and I'm gonna click Enter. So now here we go. It's telling me, is that the item? I will say yes. All right, so now we have few things we have to fill up so we can submit this item. The first one is the SKU. So I'm just gonna, pick up a SKU that is working for me. So I'm just gonna put Barbie car and purple. So that's my SKU. And then I'm gonna go to offer. I'm gonna put my price. It's gonna be $49.99. Shipping weight, I'm just gonna put 1 or 2 pounds. This is probably like a 2-pound item. Tax code, again, the general one, 2038710. That's it. Now you see my submit now is blue. So let's see if I'm lucky. Let's try to submit it. No, not lucky. All right, so let me tell you why. Usually it's the key features. Here we go. So this is usually what will be the problem because all the key features are displaying here. Now, again, I did not create that listing. So if I'm gonna come here and delete part of the key features, it's not gonna really affect the listing, but it's gonna let me save it. So I'm gonna try again. All right, I need to delete more. Let's try again. So that's a good example because usually that's what's gonna happen. Here we go. So now this item is in my account. The only thing I need to do is go find it. When I find it, I click here on the blue part next to it, and I click update inventory. So if I have 5, I'm gonna click 5 and I'm gonna update. All right, now let's go to the next part. So the next part is add an item through an Excel sheet. We're gonna stay only with the UPC match today. So we're gonna go to add item in bulk. And you see right here, if you click right here, it's gonna download the Excel. So I already downloaded the Excel right here. So again, it's a very simple Excel. You do not need to fill up everything. I'm gonna go through to show you what you need to fill up. But again, it's extremely simple. Don't get overwhelmed because it's an Excel. It's a UPC match Excel. So right now I got 20 items. I'm gonna come here and I'm gonna start filling this up. So if everything I'm using UPC, I'm just gonna put UPC and then I can drag it. All right, so everything is UPC. Now this is where I put the UPC. So it needs to be 12 digit. So the UPC is 12 digit. Tax code is the same as we already know. Again, I can just stand here on the little square and drag it. Okay, so that's the beauty in it. It's really fast. You don't fill it up. The SKU is the same SKU you pick up for your number, whatever SKU it is. SCN, don't fill it up. Currency, USD, the amount, how much you sell it for. Shipping weight, 1 pound. Drop down menu. Again, you have pound or ounce. Category, it's clothing or toys, whatever it is. Subcategory, you can always choose other, okay? Because this is not gonna change the category because this item is already on Walmart. So actually those questions are not so relevant, but it's still here. So just pick the main category and subcategory for it. And that's it. And then you save it. You save it. You go to File, Save As. You give it whatever name you want. All right. And then you click Save. And that's it. So now it's giving me errors because I didn't fill up all the information. So it's a very smart Excel. So if you have errors, it's gonna let you know. But the only reason I have errors is because I just dragged those UPCs and I didn't fill up the whole form. I'm just gonna ignore it and it's gonna show you in red what's missing. So again, it's very smart. Now you go back and you upload it. So add new items. We're still in the same place where we got this Excel from. We're gonna click upload right here and we're gonna choose the Excel. We're gonna choose the Excel and then we're gonna click submit and that's it. After that, you guys need to go to fit status to check the status of your upload. So here you're gonna see, for example, the other day I uploaded 1 item and 1 item got processed. Sometimes if there's an error, it's gonna show you the error as well. So you're gonna see under here, you're gonna see error and it's gonna give you the information so you can guys go and fix it. All right, so we're good with the UPC match. So now you got your account, you add a new item through the UPC match. Now, for you to launch your account, you have to put quantity. If you do not put quantity, you're not gonna be able to launch your account. Even if you don't have this item with you, just add one, click launch your account. And after you get your account active, you can go back and remove that quantity because maybe you're planning to ship it to deliver or you just order this item. Again, you cannot launch your account if you do not have quantity. So very important to remember. All right, so now let's talk a little bit about sourcing. I think I'm good with all the information about the UPC match. Again, in the next training, we're gonna go through more details on how to create listings and how to optimize them. All right. And Nicole? Are we gonna take questions later?
Yes, we're going to take questions later. So,
All right, so you want me to do the sourcing part first?
yep, let's go ahead and knock out the sourcing and then we'll take questions.
All right, wonderful. Okay, so this is, let's talk about only in-store items. So again, you saw how simple it is. The best way to find those items is actually go to the store and start scanning items. My favorite items are clothing. Now, there is a way online to find those items as well. So you need to put you something in the search. So whatever you're searching for. And then you need to come here and you see store availability. You need to choose all the stores. You cannot choose online only. That's not what we want. We want to choose stores. So it's going to give us information about items that are available in the store. So everything you see in here should be available in the store. Now this item, it's also available for shipping, but it's also available in the store as well. So you can go pick it up or it's available for shipping. This is a Wonder Nation item. So this is a pajama under Walmart private labeling. Guys, do not list items from this brand because it's prohibited, okay? So stay with the licensed merchandise or brands like Gerber, Carter's, Hanes, other brand names. They're not a Walmart private labeling. So now I want to look for an item that it's in-store only. So this is an item that is in-store only, and some people already took over that listing. So if you go to your store, you're probably going to find this item around $9. And now let's choose the size. So you see right now we have some sellers that's selling it for $24.77. So this is a good item. Again, if you can go and find it in your store, that will be wonderful. So you see right now it's in the store on clearance. So if you're lucky, you can go find it in the store for $5. It says free pickup, Walmart, but it doesn't give me the option because there is nothing available around me. So go through this item and see if something is available in your store. The same with this one. All those pajamas are right now available in your store. The same with this one and this one. So now you say, okay, it's eligible for shipping. Guys, again, remember the quantity they have is limited. So if you don't mind to buy something and hold it for a few weeks, you're gonna be able to buy it for 15 and sell it for 42. Okay, so remember that. You can buy it for 15 and sell it for 36. This is sellers sitting and waiting. They're holding it and waiting for Walmart to get out of stock. So here is a good example. The one I already showed you. It's actually say in-store only. There's no other sellers on this item in this moment. So that's a really good item. So you just need to do your search. You need to go through those items when you do filter for in-store only. Or guys, go to the store and start scanning. It's working wonderfully. We have sellers that in that system, just from that, making 20K and 30K a month, just from doing this exact thing. So it is working really good. All right, so as you can see, this is all in stores and Walmart is out of stock. This is in store, this is in store right now. Go to your local stores. Now, those are summer, so the only place you can find those will be in the clearance aisles, but you can probably find the winter ones. So this one should be maybe available in the store. Definitely those are available in the store. And the same as this one, those are the winter one. So those should be available in the store as well. All right. So let's go through, actually, I'm gonna show you something really cool because we're lucky and it's working today. So this is how you find items online and find really good opportunities. You go to growth opportunities right here. This is in your account. And then you go to assortment growth. So this is where you see what's ranking, what's the top 100 for each category. I'm gonna click view. I'm gonna choose a category. Let's go on toys. And then I'm gonna choose boys. Let's choose boys. I think that's where I found one really good, so I'm gonna show you. All right, so look at that. This is #1 selling item. This is #1 ranking selling items on Walmart right now. Now, guys, look at that. This is such a good information. It's out of stock online, okay? So you need to go to your store and find it. If you go to your store and you find this item, you can flip it here back for $50, or you can sell it on Amazon for probably $50 as well. This is a Walmart exclusive, so there is no chance Amazon will carry this item because it's exclusive for Walmart. So this is another one I found. Again, this is a Walmart exclusive. It's rank 15, so it's very, very hot right now. Again, go and try find it in your store. It's not available online, but it might be in the store. So the way I look at that list is I'm trying to find opportunities. I'm trying to find items that are out of stock, and then I go to the store and I'm trying to find them in the store. And I'm trying to find, and I'm just learning what is really hot. And then I know what to buy. I will buy something similar, or I will buy those items and sell them on Amazon. Because if I find a lot of Walmart exclusive and they're super hot, they're like #1 on Walmart, guess what? It's gonna sell on Amazon, right? So it's a good way for me to learn about what's really hot, what's popular, and look for opportunities. Sometimes I will find the listing and it's gonna tell me there's only 3 left in stock. And then if it's only 3 left in stock, I can buy those 3 and then they're out of stock and now I can flip it. So I like to use it also for the clothing, and then I can see what's really good. Let me show you an example. Let's do that. So let's go here and let's pick clothing. So that's my favorite thing to do. I'm gonna share with you exactly what I'm doing. I think I messed it up. Or it's by category. I think it's boys or girls. Girls, here we go. Girls wear. Now I'm gonna choose season. Okay, let's go girls sleepwear. All right, now this is the items that are selling the most under the category of girls sleepwear. So again, I know from my experience that every item in that list, their stock is limited. Okay, so this nightgown, let's see, size 4, 5. All right, they still have stock, but they only have 1, and it's also in store. So now, all right, this is really good one because this is, if I go to the store and I find this item in store, guys, I know I can sell 10 of those a day or maybe more. It's #1, right? So it's telling me this item is ranked #1 on girls sleepwear. So go to the store, it's in store only. Look at this information, it's really good, okay? It's gonna tell you it's available in your store. So this item is right now available in your store. So you guys, you don't need to worry, you need to go and clean up your store. Whatever you find, buy. Go to another store and buy more. If I can find 50 of those right now, I will buy the whole 50 because guess what? They're all gonna sell. So this is a really good item. Let's look at the other one. I'm looking for something that's available online, but I don't see anything. Okay, so you see somebody's already bought it in the store and now he's selling it for $34.96. Now this is beautiful. Now if my daughter really wants this nightgown, I don't have a choice. I have to go and buy it. I'm gonna need to pay $34.96. And let's look in another one. Let's try to find something that is actually available online because that's what I'm looking for. Let's scroll down a little bit. There's also really good information here. It's going to tell you how many sellers are they on each listing. So you see this one already have 28 sellers. It means this is a really good selling item. Again, trolls, it's really popular. All right, we can go to the next page. Let's see this guy. Let's look at this item. All right, I think that's a really good item. All right, perfect. So again, this is a very, very hot selling item on .com. This is information for what's selling good on Walmart.com, not in the store. This is what's selling on Walmart.com. So, all right, so you see, it's $19. It's a nightgown and shoes, slippers. Now I can add it to my cart. I can buy 12 and add it to my cart and get it shipped to my house. This is the exact items I'm looking for, because again, their quantity is limited. Once they sell out, and they will sell out fast, because again, it's a very high rank item. I'm gonna buy 12, maybe I'm gonna buy 20 or 30. I will buy a couple of sizes. I'm gonna get it to my place or to my prep center. I'm gonna get them prepped and ready. And in 2-3 weeks, Walmart is going to be out of stock. And then I can sell them for $45. So that's exactly what I'm doing for 3 years, the exact same system, and it's working really good. So one last thing I want to show you is, so go to a category when you do a search. So I like the toys category right here, toys. And I'm gonna write only at Walmart. So what I'm looking for is Walmart exclusive items. Those items are good for me to buy and flip, and they're the right items to sell on Amazon as well. So everything here is Walmart exclusive. So again, I'm gonna go through and see what's available in the store, what's online only, what's in-store only, what's rank high. And I'm gonna use that list to find a lot of finds. So I'm gonna go through, for example, this is a really good game to buy because it's only in Walmart. And guys, if you have experience with selling games on Christmas, they're selling so good. Games are like one of the best sellers around Christmas time. So again, I'm gonna go through and I'm gonna look for items that are perfect for me. I'm looking for opportunities, something they're going to be out of stock, something they're already out of stock, and then I'm gonna go and look on the store. You can also see in-store only items here. So it's gonna tell you this item is only available in store. So sometimes you're gonna find those as well. So you just need to keep on scrolling down, and there's a lot of pages, and look for some good finds. So again, exclusive Fenco, they're very good to resell. Okay, somebody already probably found it in the store. This is like a $9.99. This is a $9.99 item. So if you go to your store and you find it in your store, you sell it for $34.99. So somebody already bought them at the store, or maybe he was lucky and he got them online, and now he's selling it for $34.99. So guys, this is how easy it is to sell on Walmart and flip on Walmart and make really amazing profit every month. So guys, the secret is to take action, and fast. So I hope you guys gonna let us know already in the next few weeks if you guys did that, and what did you find and what did you sell. So I think that's it, Nicole. I think I'm done.
You were awesome. So I'm going to get ready to take it over. But this is what I want to say, guys. She just gave you some major, 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 major golden nuggets about, when you get your Walmart account approved, if you don't already have it approved, and you begin selling, like she gave you an immediate strategy that works. Like right now, she says she's been doing it for the last 3 years. And so, you can mirror what's already working. You can do your own thing, which is fine as well. But again, the key is what I talked about at the beginning. Like if you build a schedule, then that's going to help you to be consistent about doing what? Taking action, like taking some serious action. So I am so thankful for Michelle. We're going to go through some additional sourcing strategies, and then we're going to open it up for questions. So if you got questions, if you want to start getting ready to load them up into the chat, you can do that. And Renata and Michelle are there. We'll talk through your questions real quick. So let me get my slides pulled up. I'm actually sending something real quick, and then we are going to keep it moving. Okay. And thank you, Michelle. You were golden.
Yes. Yes, thank you.
I uploaded the slides, so I put them up on the Google Drive, so now I have to go get it again. It's all good. It's all good. Let me go to, we are at the end of this process. So are you all getting any value? If you are getting value, can you type that in the chat? Has this been helpful to you? Do you feel like you will be successful on Walmart? Did we give you enough, like you feel like I'm ready to go? Can you comment in the chat and tell us whether
Yes, please.
value and this is helpful?
I was on mute, but I wanted to say something, guys. Guys, we're in Q4. It's time to take action. Go and buy as much as you can, and don't worry about it. If, in a month or two, this thing didn't sell, keep your receipt, go back to the store. You have up to 90 days. Go back and take it back. But buy as much as you can, because you don't know if the next time you come to the store, if it's still going to be there. So again, I really recommend to focus on not to buy like 50 different items. Just try to focus on items that you really feel good about them and buy a bigger quantity. That's what I recommend as well.
She's basically telling you to settle into an item. And I know that that's slightly different than what we've taught in the past, but the strategy seems to be working for her, especially with pajamas. So I want to encourage you, I would actually map out how many Walmarts are in your area. Like how many Walmarts can you get to within a 30-minute to 45-minute span from your house, and triangulate your strategy when you build your schedule about, okay, I'm going to be sourcing at this store on Monday and this store on Tuesday and this store on Wednesday. Figure that out. So figure out what your strategy is going to be, and then triangulate it around the stores that you have access to. I'm in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. Like I literally could drive 30 minutes in any direction and probably hit 50 Walmarts, which is ridiculous. It is. Which is crazy. So I could be out in the streets all day long, just going from Walmart to Walmart to Walmart, and not even be, more than 30 minutes away from my house, which is crazy. So, well, probably 45. Okay, so we're going to continue down the whole sourcing strategy. She gave you an amazing sourcing strategy. I recommend that you use it, that you try it, start getting your questions together. So if you are concerned about COVID-19, like we go out into the stores. I was in the store yesterday. Miel goes out into the store, and I believe she also has, you have a shopper too, right? Somebody that helps you with some of your sourcing.
Yes, sometimes when it's busy season, I will ask one of my girls that's working for me to go and grab some stuff from Walmart, like things already selling, so they know exactly what to look for.
Right. And so that is what I do historically. I normally have a shopper that will go out and buy some stuff for me as well, that I've hired in the past. So that's a great strategy. So if you're concerned about shopping, going into the physical store, because what you see online when you go to walmart.com is all that you see. When they say it's only available in store and it's not available online, then that means you physically have to go to the store. You can't order it online to be able to list it back on Walmart if they don't have it available online. So this is one of those strategies where you got to go into the store. So you can hire different companies to Instacart, TaskRabbit, Postmates. Some of these companies, I think TaskRabbit is probably one of the best ones, and then Thumbnail has some. Is it Thumbnail? Is something Thumbtack?
Thumbtack.
Thumbtack. There you go. They have some shoppers on there as well, so you can hire them to go and do some of the shopping for you. If you're sourcing at Walmart, you're sourcing at other stores. Just remember, like Instacart's available at several of the grocery stores. Shipt is available at several of the grocery stores, and also at Walmart. So use that to your advantage. you can order online at some of the stores for store pickup. So I'm going to use an example of like ordering online, maybe at Target, or ordering it online somewhere else, and then going back and flipping it on Walmart if that's what you want to do. So, because again, with Walmart, if it's not available, if it's only available in store, you're not going to be able to order it online. Um, you can ship it to your own preferred prep center. We're going to talk about prep centers in the next session or the session after that. So either session 2 or 3. But I just want to encourage you, if you haven't already established a prep center, if you don't want all this inventory in your house, if you don't want to deal with it, you don't want to ship it yourself, begin the process of applying with a prep center. We have a link for Deliver. We have a link for some other prep centers. We're going to share those in the Facebook group, and then we'll also share them here in the chat. But again, get yourself set up with a prep center if you haven't already done so. Then we already talked about hiring a personal shopper. Wear a mask and gloves. That's just, and sanitize your purchases if you feel like that's what you need to do. So they have these whole trunk divider things that you can put into your trunk, and the trunk dividers will allow you to be able to put separate things in your car, in your trunk. So if you want to buy it, and you got UPC match, so you're literally able to get the UPC for it, begin the process of listing it without even bringing it in your house. You could do that if you want to. And then for some things, like if you feel like you need to leave it, this is for those people that are really concerned about COVID-19. If you're not as concerned, if you feel like you're comfortable going in with your mask and gloves, then go for it. We are not always good about wearing the gloves. We do wear the mask though, but we don't always wear the gloves. So we do have a lot of hand sanitizer in the car. So what I want you guys to do, we're getting ready to continue talking about sourcing, just a couple other strategies, is I told you at the beginning, okay, we have to be consistent. You got to build a schedule in order to make the kind of money. You need to figure out how much money you're going to spend. You do need to actually build a budget. As you can see that you're going to be buying inventory. So as part of building your schedule, the next thing after building your schedule is you need to build a budget. So if I'm going to work 10 hours a week, how much money am I planning on spending each week so that I can make money? You got to flip it. So if I'm going to say I'm going to commit to no less than $100 a week, I'm going to commit to that. So that means for the next 4 weeks, all of October, that's $400 for the month of October. And you need to be consistent about how much you're buying in inventory, because you're going to have to buy inventory every single week if you're doing the retail arbitrage model. If you're not doing the retail arbitrage model, you're still going to be buying inventory, whether you're reaching out to a wholesale supplier, you've got a distributor or vendor, you're ordering bulk of inventory online. Whatever your strategy is, you still got to have an investment. So as part of your planning strategy, as part of your organization strategy, when you're sitting down, and I do my admin work on Sunday, you figure out how much money you're spending every single week for the next however many weeks in Q4. So since this is the first week in Q4, you still got 12 weeks. So figure out what your weekly investment is going to be in your business so you can be strategic about when you're going out to do sourcing. Today, without fail, I have to spend no less than whatever that number is. If that means, okay, I use the number of $100. So hypothetically, okay, today, if I'm only sourcing twice a week, I got to spend $50 the first time and $50 the second time. Most of the time you'll find during Q4, your numbers need to be way higher than that. So you are going to have to make some type of financial investment. And so what I do, my strategy is that I use all of June, July, and August to be able to build up my reservoir of money so that I can source like crazy in September, October, and November. That is my strategy. So I take all of the profits, I take a siphon off a percentage of it for a helper, and the rest of it goes 100% reinvested back into inventory for Q4. And so again, figure out your strategy, figure out how you want to do that. Another thing that we do is we teach people how to sell things, like if you want to sell it on Facebook Marketplace or Mercari or Poshmark, just so you can use that revenue to be able to reinvest in inventory. You can take a loan. Some people use credit cards and they float those credit cards until the end of Q4 and then pay them all off. So you need to figure out what your financial strategy is going to be, but you are going to have a weekly and or monthly investment. So you need to write it down. You figure out what your investment is going to be and write it down. If you're doing retail arbitrage, one of my other strategies is that when I go to a store and I buy something, before I leave the store, while I'm still at the register, you take my phone and I take a picture of that receipt. I write something on the top of it, take a picture of the receipt. I have to take multiple sections of the receipt. If it's a really long receipt, I've done that before. And then I email that entire receipt over to myself. I email it to an account that I have created to collect all of my receipts. So I create an email account that's called NicoleTax@gmail.com. And when I do that, everything that I ever spend money on, I email it to NicoleTax@gmail.com. When I'm placing orders online with wholesale suppliers, I forward it to NicoleTax@gmail.com. If you do that every single week consistently, at the end of a month, what is sitting in the email account for NicoleTax@gmail.com? It is all of my receipts for all of my expenses that I have for that month, which makes it easier for your CPA. So keep your receipts, keep your invoices, keep your order statements, whatever it happens to be. Download your reports from Walmart. I don't know how to do that just yet, but download your reports from Walmart so that you'll be able to forward those over so you have a summary at the end of each month. It'll make your accounting so much easier when it comes to dealing with, you know, your taxes and your profit and loss and all of that other stuff. Okay, so go use that strategy. Those are two strategies that I use. You need to figure out what your weekly amount that you're going to invest in your business, and then create a Gmail account with your name and forward all your receipts there. And that way you also don't lose it, especially when receipts like fade. So you're not worried about, okay, 6 months later, oh my God, I forgot about that receipt from wherever. You know, you went to some specialty store and bought some stuff to list on Walmart. Then the receipt's all faded and you can't see anything on it. If you take a picture of it right then, you don't have to worry about it. We also use TaxBot. TaxBot is another tool in which you can upload your receipts to. So there's so many different ways in which to handle that. But one of the easy ones is just take the picture of the receipt right then. That way, if it blows down the street, as soon as you go out to the car, you're not freaking out because you don't have the receipt anymore. So I talked about reinvesting 100% or a significant amount of my profits. Again, my strategy is June, July, and August. So I reinvest at least 90% back into my business to prepare for Q4. So that I am not, when I say, okay, I need to spend $1,000 a week, I'm not sitting over there going, or $2,000 a week. Like, I'm not going to pass out because I got to spend $2,000 each week. And it also reduces the amount that you need to take out if you choose to use credit cards or get a loan. It reduces the amount if you have a strategy for building up capital. So that's another strategy I use. Keep all your receipts, track your mileage, especially if you're doing retail arbitrage. Make sure you have a tracking tool. Again, we use TaxBot. I'm sure we'll find the link and share it in the chat and share it in the group. And then sign up for every single store coupon. One of the strategies, a newsletter. One of the strategies we use is that you can use your phone to scan newsletters from stores. So you could scan the Walmart newsletter, you could scan the Dollar General newsletter, you could scan the Walgreens newsletter and see if you can find that particular image. And if you can find the image, you can figure out what it's selling for. It might be a thing that you want to either go buy yourself and buy it in bulk so that you can list it at Walmart and sell it, or that you want to order from a supplier or order from a store, especially if they've got it for an amazing price. And there's going to be some great deals on October the 13th and 14th. So that will be inventory that you could potentially buy and then flip back on Walmart later on. So remember that. There's going to be a bunch of newsletters coming out with great deals. So I go sign up for every single newsletter. I have an email account for that. And so then that way, once a week, one of my administrative tasks is to go through the newsletters with my phone and scan the images so that I can see what it's selling for on Amazon as my gauge as to whether or not it's hot or not, and see the sales rank, and then also go see what's happening on Walmart for it. Okay. So I start with free, low cost things. To raise capital, I talked about, I used to collect inventory from different people. When I say inventory, everything was inventory to me. So when I would go to my neighbor's house and say, okay, you have anything that you were going to donate? I asked them to give me all their donations, and then I would sell their donated items, the things that they were going to donate anyway to the Salvation Army or wherever. I listed those things on eBay, or I had them in my garage sale early on before I even knew about eBay. Or got serious about eBay. So get started with low cost. That way you don't have to come out of pocket a bunch of money. Also, remember about clearance. Sometimes people forget that you can make a boatload of money off of clearance, Make sure you're using your cashback cards. If you've got a cashback card, make sure you're bringing in coupons if there's stuff that you're sourcing. Like if you're doing replenishables or steady eddies, make sure you're using your coupons. So in-store deals, whatever it happens to be. Don't forget about those because that maximizes your return on your investment. Okay. And you can buy in bulk, of course, or use wholesale. So I have a list of stores that if you're doing retail arbitrage or you can do online arbitrage, that you can just, keep in mind. This is again in the recording, it's towards the end of the recording. We want to give you some strategies to help you to always have an endless supply of inventory. So once you build your schedule and you know what activities you're going to be engaging in on a daily basis, then you execute the schedule and stick with it. And then make sure that you're doing other things that are going to make your life easier later on. Like you're keeping track of your receipts, you're keeping track of your mileage, you're keeping track of, you've done a really good job of organizing your inventory, or you're checking in with your prep center on a weekly basis or even a daily basis. You're checking your shipments. These are things that you should be doing because it's part of your daily operations to run a successful e-commerce business, especially during Q4. You can't let things sit. You cannot let things sit. So if you haven't ordered shipping supplies, order shipping supplies or grab some shipping supplies, whatever you have to do. Like I'm lucky in the Dallas-Fort Worth area, we can go up to there's a store that sells eBay boxes or sell boxes to eBay sellers. So they have all these shipping supplies. You just walk into their facility and buy a bunch of shipping supplies. You can get free shipping supplies from USPS. They're a little backlogged right now. You can get some shipping supplies from UPS. So again, make sure you're doing everything you can so you can be a successful seller, or go establish your account so that you can use an outsourced prep center or fulfillment center. So the stores that I think some people really overlook are like some of the drugstores, Walgreens and CVS. People overlook those, especially when it comes to clearance deals. Like they'll be some of the first ones to pull the trigger on clearance stuff. Like they'll clear some stuff at 75% off, and Walmart still has things at 50% off. So don't overlook just stopping in there, because those stores also have reward cards, and you can get like candy, which is a steady Eddie or replenishable consumable. You can get those really inexpensively, sometimes even free, by using your Walmart cashback or your CVS extra card. So those are two that immediately come to mind. And then I also like specialty stores. I was at Aldi's yesterday. I love going to Trader Joe's. They have things that are unique to those stores. Again, outside of selling clothing, which is an amazing thing to sell. There's a lot of money in that. If you need something to give you regular recurring income, let's say you're trying to get at least a baseline of $1,000 or $2,000 in profit every single month, replenishables is where it's at. That will guarantee you, if you're buying replenishables or doing specific bundles, if you have a strategy of creating at least 2 new bundles every single week, again, that's an opportunity for you to get to a place where you have consistent income coming in. Steady Eddies will always do it. I call them Steady Eddies. That's always been the name I gave it. But replenishables, consumables, that's what they are. Consumables are like your candy, something that's edible, something that somebody has to buy over and over again. Like, I don't know, aluminum foil. People, especially right about now for Thanksgiving, Christmas, people are going to be cooking all the time. They're going to be going through aluminum foil, that kind of stuff. Seasoning, people go through seasoning. Those are Steady Eddies, things that people use on a regular basis. Toothpaste, I got to buy it again because we're going to use it on a daily basis. So those items are great ones. And the margins for some of them, they're not good as a single item in some cases. But when you sell them in multi-packs, the margins are great for the most part. A lot of them, the margins are great. So we hope, like, if you'll take this information I'm sharing with you right now around like the screenshot and think about some of these stores, think about establishing accounts with some of these wholesale suppliers and begin the process of sourcing. Don't overlook clearance. I think that is really one of the unsung heroes. And also, don't overlook stores that are going out of business. There's a boatload of stores that are going out of business, or they're in the middle of liquidation. So take advantage of acquiring that inventory as well, and using that to be able to flip things on Walmart to make a boatload of money. Seriously. All right, so the next thing is we're going to take questions before we go through review. So what questions? Questions. So Renata, I don't know if you want to unmute, or did we already answer all the questions?
I'm looking through. I didn't see any that we didn't get to. Someone was asking for the link to Mastery. I tried to pull it up, but I'm having computer issues over here, so I hadn't gotten to that one. I have a question, Michal. If the some of the items like the Wonder Nation that you mentioned were forbidden by Walmart. Have you run into any of those exclusives that Walmart won't let you list?
Yeah, so I have some people that were trying to list an items. We can provide the list. I have a list. I'm gonna share it. So there is a white Walmart private labeling brands for clothing. So those what's gonna happen if you buy something in the store and try to list it, you're gonna get a message that's gonna say that this item is prohibited. So you just retire it and that's it. So you're not gonna get in trouble, but we're trying to save you time. So like I said, we can send you a list of some of those brands.
Okay, no, I was asking about like some of the toys when we're looking for the Walmart exclusive. Are those not,
No,
those don't
because
fall into the forbidden?
no, those toys, they're Walmart exclusive, but they're not a private labeling. They're toys, like Star Wars, they're licensed. So this is not a problem. You can sell everything from toys. There is one brand, there is a couple of toys brands. Again, they're Walmart private labeling. So when you see on the package, it says manufactured for Walmart. And so you can notice it on the packaging.
Okay, but Walmart's not going to not let us list them. The only things I've had trouble listing are the things that I've actually bought at Walmart, and they were things that I was actually selling it on Amazon, and for whatever reason, Amazon had kicked me off the listing. We've talked about all of the issues that we're all having with Amazon now. So I thought this was a perfect opportunity to get some of those items back up. A few of them, Walmart told me that my price was unreasonable, and they just didn't list it. I haven't gotten any that said forbidden, but I get errors on. The only ones I've gotten errors on are Ozark Trail, a couple of others. And I know it's not the entire brand because I have some other listings that are okay. But I just wondered before I go to try to get a bunch of the Walmart exclusives if anyone had run into any specific items where they weren't able to list them for that reason.
No, you should be fine as long as you stay with the, popular toys brand.
Okay.
Okay, great. We've got a message here. Question: is the EIN the same as the tax code ID in Canada? Do you know about that?
So are you trying to apply to Canada? Because if you're
No.
applying to Canada, you need to get a Canada business number, or you just apply as a US company. So if you apply as a US company, you're going to use the exact same information, or you have the option to register as a business in Canada. But the EIN again, it's a number you're getting from the IRS that it's the number that connected to your company that you opened in the United States.
So in Canada,
Okay, we have a.
TIN is what it's called in Canada. So instead, in the U.S., it's called EIN, and Canada is called TIN. I'm assuming
EIN,
they're
yes.
talking about Walmart CA, maybe some additional things, and we will. I'm working to try and get. I've already talked to Pauline. I actually talked to her today, and I talked to her Thursday. But working to get her on a call with me and Michelle and the Selling on Walmart, like all of us collectively, so we can have that conversation about Walmart Canada and what you need to do to be able to sell. But in Canada, the equivalent to an EIN is the TIN. So.
Yes.
And
So,
Ashima, it sounds like she wants to sell on, I mean, since we're doing the Walmart marketplace, like this is where she wants to sell. She's just going through the application process and wanted to know what that's called in Canada. So as Michal said, you can apply as a U.S. company, and then you would just get a TIN on the U.S. side. And that's a tax ID number.
It wouldn't be a TIN on the U.S. side. It would be an EIN on the U.S. side. It's a TIN
If she, no, to get an EIN, you need a social security number. So if she's in Canada, she would have to set up a company and get a TIN.
yeah,
Okay,
yes,
yeah.
yes.
Yes. All right. So for the purposes of the recording, what I'm going to do is I'm going to read some of the questions that I saw. So I don't have any selling experience. So we made a recommendation to that person that they go ahead and create a Shopify account, try the 14-day trial. And then before they apply to sell, that they need to make sure that they have an EIN before applying. Then can you walk through the items on how to list an item, the first item on Walmart? We walk through that in this recording. So all you have to do is just go back, maybe listen previous 30 minutes to 45 minutes, and you should be able to catch that. So if anyone has a question, just definitely go back and listen to that. So let me go down. It says, how long before it'll show launched after you add a quantity? And so I think Renata said it'll take within 1 to 2 days. It'll show launched. So that's good.
Let Michal expound on that, because when I did that, when Michal told me what I was missing when I added it, I was like, oh, okay, great. Well, I thought, now it's launched. And so maybe a few hours later when I went back, it still hadn't launched. So I didn't look at it again right away, but I did notice like the next day it had launched. So maybe Michal can expound on that. Maybe it's some hours. I don't know. I didn't see it until the following day, but I would just say give it some time and be patient. Michal, do you know about how long after you add that quantity?
I don't know exactly how long, but it's usually around 24 hours. So you're going to put the quantity, and then your onboarding is going to disappear, and your listing is going to move to a status. So now the next step is for Walmart representative to actually see that you're ready to launch, and they need to just approve you, and then suddenly you're just going to be active. So it's just going to happen again around in a couple of hours or maybe 24 hours, and then from then you're good to go. So if you have quantities, get ready to get some sales.
Okay, great.
All right, then the next one was the question about the EIN, someone asked a question about the Facebook group. So I shared that link in the chat, and we'll make sure that we have that. And then the next question was going back on Canada. So here's what I will say. I did briefly had a conversation with, it wasn't brief, with Pauline about Canada. And so one of the things that she said, so do I have to source on Walmart CA to sell on Walmart Canada? You can, my understanding, based on the conversation I had with Pauline, like you can source from Walmart.com, because Walmart CA does not have a lot of products, which means you will make a boatload of money. So you could acquire products on Walmart.com to sell them on Walmart.ca. So I hope that information is helpful to everybody. And again, we're going to have Pauline come on and just, have a conversation. This is a crazy time of year for Canada Prep and Fulfillment as well. So they are super duper busy right now. And her ability to be able to just be free. So I was trying to get her at least for session 2, if not session 3, to come on and just talk about Canada in a little more detail. So we all have that collective information about Canada. I know she's working with some people that she's worked with Michelle's team that are Canada sellers or in Canada as well. And so she's doing Amazon CA, and she's doing Walmart CA, and she's also sourcing from the .coms onto the CAs. So there's just so much opportunity, especially even for US sellers, to be able to sell on Walmart.ca in Canada and Amazon.ca. All right, so if there's any other questions, go ahead and type them in the chat. I'm just going to go over the recap. My son, Nicholas, decided to come into the room. So for next week, this is what I want to encourage you guys to do. Go back and rewatch this video. I know it's a long one. It is. Pause it. Take action. Then push play again. Pause it. Take action. Apply to sell on Walmart if you haven't already done that. Get your EIN, whatever you need to do to be able to apply. You need to list your first item. We've already gone through, how to list that first item. We've also walked through the schedule. These are not in sequential order, I'm noticing. And then make sure that whatever schedule you create, make sure that you follow the schedule. Write down your why. For sure. That's an activity that I encourage everybody to do, because every morning or every morning when you get up and you're looking at your why, if your why stares right at you, like Nicholas is awake, he's my why, so I don't even have to. I know when he's awake. But, reinforcing your why, reminding yourself on your why do I do this crazy stuff, especially when you're frustrated, when you're ready to quit, when you're ready to give up. I know that Renata can attest to that with all of the joy and fun she's had with Amazon.com. Like, why am I doing this?
Especially for the lady who's been saying for years, Amazon pays my bills. I'm like, Amazon gives me a headache. That's my new tagline.
Make sure that you create yourself a budget. You are going to spend money. It doesn't matter if it's money that it doesn't matter if it's money that you actually have. If you're going to use a credit card, if you're going to get a loan, you need to have some level of a budget established for this Q4. So figure out how much money, if you're going to do retail arbitrage, how much you're going to spend each week. You're going to order online and do online arbitrage, how much you're going to spend each week. What is your budget for the entire Q4 for the next 3 months? What is it? You need to figure that out. What's your strategy? If you don't have a budget or you're not able to, I refer to it as priming the pump. You're going to buy inventory and you're going to list it and you're going to wait for that money to come back to you. So you need to be prepared that in some cases it may take 2 weeks, 6 weeks, 8 weeks before that money comes back to you. And I can tell you during Q4, when it comes back to you, it comes in the form of a flood. Like, it's a lot of money. It happens all at once. I can remember on a road trip to Wichita, Kansas to go see family and buying a bunch of inventory. I spent probably about $3,000 that weekend driving home with all this inventory in my car and then listing it. And then the money just came back to me like sixfold, like about 3 weeks later. It was ridiculous. So I'm just saying you have to be prepared to invest the money and not freak out when you don't get it back the very next day. It is a process. Some things are going to sell really quick. Some things are going to take a little bit longer. You're investing for the long term, not the short term. This is a marathon, not a sprint. But you do need to have a budget. Figure out what your daily target numbers are going to be that you want to establish. If you're trying to get to $6,000 a month in profit, what is it that you're going to have to do? To get to $6,000 in profit every single month, that may mean that you have to spend $2,000 or $4,000 or something. You got to figure out how much you got to spend. So it may mean that you spend $4,000. Are you prepared to do that? And then
Let me interject before you get to the next one, Nicole. One of the things that I teach on the RA side is for people that haven't set a budget for a business. Just keep in mind, especially when you're going out, so that you don't get overwhelmed, and also so that you don't go into debt trying to make all of this Q4 coin. Set your ROI. Know what you need to make on each of the items so that you don't. I'm guilty of this because I have to go out and source every week because I do this full time. But just make sure that if just because you see an item and it looks like it's selling, and we've been telling people for all year long, to clear the shelves, just make sure that those items are going to meet your ROI so that when you set your budget, well, I can get one item I can get a $1 item that's going to make me $10, and then I know what my ROI is. It's going to be the same thing as if you're buying, a $10 item that's going to make you a $100 item. So if you focus on the things that are going to work best for you. So if you can get 100 of those $1 items, sometimes it's about quantity, about availability, then I always opt for that as opposed to the larger items. Even though I see it and the ROI is great, I have to think about, what it's going to take for me to get these shipped out. I work from home. My kids are at home. They're here for school. Everything is more difficult for me now. So the smaller items are going to work better for me. So 10 times ROI is always a good thing, but if I have a choice about it and I've got my budget set, I'm going to focus on those items that it's going to be easier for me to flip. So just don't get overwhelmed with, I've got to set a budget and not knowing how to do that. Set your ROI, know what you've got to make, know what you've got to spend, what you have to spend to make that amount. And I kind of, as Nicole likes to say, I kind of reverse engineer that thing. I know how much I want to make. I know how much I have to spend, and then I set my ROI based on that. Just another way of looking at it.
And we're going to have a session where we talk about the numbers because that's so important. I think that's where a lot of people go wrong is they don't really look at it from an analytical standpoint. So if everything Renata just said was like, woo, that's a lot. I just want you to initially begin the process of thinking about a budget. Then we'll get into the ROI. I think it's next session. Renata's going to add so much value. I mean, she already added value, but being able to break that down. You can listen to her strategy, how she does it, listen to how I do it. So then that way you're always making sure that you're profitable at the end of the day, at the end of the week, at the end of the month. So definitely think about your targets and think about your budget. Get a budget built. And join our Facebook group. And if you have any questions, like if some of this stuff feels overwhelming, if you want to dissect some of it, you can join our live Q&A sessions and come and ask any questions anytime you want to. So do we have some more questions? Did we get them all?
Ashiyama is asking about sourcing on Walmart.com and then selling on Canada. So payment, Ashiyama, unfortunately, none of us are in Canada, so I don't know how Walmart handles that. If they ship to Canada, I'm sure that they'll, if they don't have free shipping to Canada, they'll just charge you shipping on the Walmart.com side. So my suggestion is to, go into Walmart.com, pull a few items, see what it tells you when you put in your address. Set up an account, put in your address, and see what it will allow you to ship. But I'm imagining that Walmart.com is Walmart.com. The way it works for us will be the same way that it works for you. It's just that their shipping may be, their shipping costs may be different on your end.
Well, the other thing I want to add is that I know for a fact that Pauline does freight forwarding. She will tell people to ship it to a specific center in New York, and then she will drive across the border from Canada and pick it up and bring it across. So, you could ship, you can order it on Walmart.com if you establish an account with Canada Prep and Fulfillment. And this is, again, because I spent so much time with her that I understand what she's doing. You order it on Walmart.com, then you send it to one of her freight forward locations, which is still in the US. So that reduces some of the shipping, and then she brings it across the border because they will drive a truck, they'll pick up everything and bring it back across Canada. So that may also help with some of the shipping costs. So I think, if you want to get into more of the Canada questions, Pauline is probably she is the expert to be able to walk you through that. And I'm really going to try and have her in next week's session, if not the following, so that if you want to get into the specifics, because we still got time for Black Friday. We still got plenty of time to get you ready to go in Canada for Black Friday and Walmart. You're still going to make a lot of money because there are not a lot of sellers on Walmart.com. There's not a lot of products on Walmart.com. They're trying to, Walmart.ca. And they're trying to build up that whole arena. So you're still in the early stages. I would get everything, go ahead and apply, work on the process of getting your account approved. I would try to get it approved on Walmart.ca since your address is clearly in Canada. And then when we have Pauline on, I would just, rapid fire, have all your questions ready to go. She can break that down, but I can tell you right now that there are people that are in Canada. I know this for a fact because I've had multiple conversations with her because her fulfillment center is just hopping right now. She's the owner of Canada Prep and Fulfillment. That they do actually, they have sellers that place orders on Walmart.com, send it to her freight forwarding location in New York, and then they drive across the border and take it into Canada, and they fulfill the orders on Walmart.ca. And it's just a great opportunity to make a boatload of money.
And Ashiyama, just understand that's a completely different process. We talked some about using the prep centers, but that's a different process that you would have to get set up in order to do it that way.
Yes. And we're going to talk about prep centers next week for sure. And then, like I said, if I can get her just for Canada specific, we can get that going. And she said, do I need to sign up for the Shopify training to learn how to register to get approved? No, actually, if you go to, if you sign up do the free trial, do a Google search, the Shopify free trial. And then once you create the account, there should be the seller app. And actually in this recording, Mihail already went through that. So let me scroll backwards for just a second. I believe this is 60 slides. But anyway, whoops, not there. Somewhere along here, not this one.
Once you get your Shopify account set up, that's just what you're going to use for your website. So we recommend that for people that don't already have a website. So you're just going to set up your Shopify, and then if you wanted to, before the 14 days is up, you would just cancel it. But just make sure that you've already put in your application, do that quickly in case it takes them a little bit to get to your application. But that's what you're using that for. I don't think you don't really have to know how to sell on Shopify. You're just using it for the
Correct.
website.
You're just using it to gain access to the Shopify apps. That's really what you're trying to do. Get access to the Shopify apps. That's what you're trying to do. Okay. Did we answer questions? Go ahead.
Nicole, she's asking for Pauline's contact. Do we have a link for Canada Prep and Fulfillment that we can give to Ashioma?
Yeah, we do have a link. Let me see if I can find it. I gotta stop showing my screen. Let me see if I can find it real quick. You'll just have to establish an account. She doesn't have time for a conversation. I can tell you that.
And right, and that's why I was asking. That's why I was asking for the link. It sounds like she's ready to take action, so you can go ahead and get the account set up, and then that would be even better, because then whatever questions you have about the process, you'd have those ready for Pauline as well when we're able to get her on.
All right. So, are there any other questions that anybody has? All right, so if this was helpful to you guys, definitely make sure when you join the Facebook group, leave us a comment. You can add it to your own wall. We love to hear about, the fact that we were helpful, especially with the golden nuggets that Michelle shared, because she is awesome, amazing, and I am truly grateful for her. Let's just see. There's the Canada Prep and Fulfillment link to register. So I live in Calgary. All right. And, we are here to help you guys to be successful. We're here to help you grow your business. And we're here to be a blessing to you. So just share your thoughts and your feelings. Like, okay, this was helpful. This was not helpful. I still have this question. Can somebody help me with this? Let us know. And we'll be here for you. All right. I think that's it. Oh, Renata's answering questions. Yeah, you don't have to live close to the New York address. It doesn't matter. It's like she ships to Canada, all of Canada. She ships all across all of Canada. So she fulfills the orders. She is your fulfillment center for all your orders. So that's the great thing about it. All right. Yeah, it's a strategy to save on shipping. That's really what it is. And to save you going through the whole customs process, because they got the customs down pat. So. All right, well, I will let everybody go. Michelle, I have to bow to you and to applaud you and to virtually give you a hug. This was a long session. So next week we'll have another long session, but then after that they should get better, and we just have so much to share. So thank you guys.
Yes.
Appreciate
Thank you, everybody. Have a good day.
Thank you for coming. Thanks, Michal.